sled to North Little Rock? I'm just curious.
Journey, don't listen to him. We appreciate all this good information. You left your sled. Okay. Man. Well, you could write your name in the snow or something.
Could do that. Could do that. Too.
Have a little fun.
You absolutely could. I will say, Journey, and tell JY a big thank you, because I love seeing Old Main over your shoulder. It is very beautiful to see North Little Rock and the football stadium, and of course Old Main. It does look pretty in the snow over your shoulder.
We're teasing you,
Absolutely.
Journey.
You know, like I said, we've been waiting for daybreak to come, and you can now see much of the city behind me, because when it's dark outside, which makes the conditions even worse when you're traveling, you can't see the road. We can't see any of the marks on the road, so we're just going with the grooves of the road. Where cars have once traveled, we're following right behind them. And so yes, JY, my photographer and my friend, has been a great help with helping us get the best shots out here. And let me also mention another conversation that JY and I had. The wind is not moving hard. The wind is not moving, and the temperature is decent. We've both been in the business, JY, much longer than I have, but we've been in the business for a couple of years, and we agree that we've been in conditions like this, and it's been far worse. So I still have one hand out. It's cold, of course, but I'm not shaking or I'm not freezing right now. And so really what we're dealing with is just the conditions that are still coming down. No wind. It's not freezing. It's still cold now, but it's not freezing cold where it's uncomfortable for me to do this live shot. So definitely different, and we just been waiting on daybreak so we can get a better shot, a better idea of what's even happening out here.
So no frostbite.
Good deal. Good deal. Journey, thank you so much. Of course, the big story this morning is we've been talking, it's roads. Roads everywhere. They are nearly impassable at many points. We want to go back over to Tracy in just a second and talk about these road conditions as we've been discussing left and right. You've got wrecks near Malvern, Glen Rose. We saw one near Lone Oak. Tracy, it's a mess.
Oh, that's right. Now, I thought what we might do, we're going to take a look at a few areas as well, but let's also talk about how you can get that information that Journey was just talking. I'm learning by seeing how things are done by doing, so let's talk about that. If you go to iDrive Arkansas, this is the map you will see. Right here off to the right, there will be a little snowflake, and you can go ahead and click those two dots, and it'll highlight the primary areas for snow conditions. And then, of course, we have that blue that is snow, and then to our south, we're looking at ice patches and ice. But I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. I want to show you one more thing. These little areas right here, you see the little exclamation triangle marks. So those are accidents, and if you click on that, you'll be able to see exactly what that is. So this one specifically is in Lone Oak County, Interstate 40, mile marker 168, 3.5 miles west of Lone Oak. It's affecting eastbound, the right and left shoulder. Now, down here in the note area, on occasion, they will tell you if it's 2 vehicles, 1 vehicle, stalled vehicle. But there's some information. There's not always updating there. But off to the right, you're going to also see a little camera, and it's going to say traffic cameras. Click that and look at that. You're going to see a ton of options for cameras. Let's go ahead and go here to that accident. Maybe we can get a little viewing of that. This is at Remington Road again, exit 169. Not able to see that too well. That's not a great example. Let's go somewhere where we can see here in central Arkansas. Let's go to the North Little Rock area. Folks not heading to work this morning, I would imagine, but this is the North Terminal interchange. A few folks are still on the road, but if you're heading from North Little Rock into downtown, this is what it looks like. Not looking like too much traffic, but again, if you can stay home, that would be great. Let's jump here to Saline County and see what we have going on this morning. We're going to jump to, I'm trying not to make you sick and move this too quickly. That's the one bad thing about doing this live. That is Vimy Ridge on Interstate 30. Again, still seeing traffic out there. Folks, they're off to the right there on that lane, but hopefully just stop to hopefully take a break and not stuck. But we're seeing lots of cars starting to slide as well. And again, close your eyes and move in the map. Friends, we don't want to make you sick. We're going to go to North Little Rock here, McCain Mall. Those roads are very, very packed, and we could see that layer of sleet and snow that came through. So again, we are looking at these road conditions continuing to be very dangerous this morning. The best thing you can do is stay home and, as they say, go build a snowman. We're hopefully going to have a little fun in the weather garden, but we can't stress enough that it is so important to stay home, not only for yourselves, your family and friends, but for those folks that are getting out to try to make these conditions just a little bit better. The linemen, the ARDOT crews, and of course, all of our folks that work in the medical field. Thank you for all of you do, and of course, everyone that was at the grocery stores, that you work at a grocery store. I grew up as the daughter of a Safeway manager, Harvest Foods manager. So I know all about that, and thank you to all of those folks as well. But we're going to keep you updated again till 10 o'clock this morning on the road conditions and this heavy snow that continues to pass through central Arkansas.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Well, the winter storm continues to affect much of the state, especially in the south where they are seeing ice instead of the snow. More than 30,000 people are currently without electricity.
But only a handful of those are Entergy customers. Crews have been working around the clock to keep the lights on, but with dangerous road conditions, progress on any outage could take a little bit of time. We
are joined now by Heather Kendrick with Entergy Arkansas. Heather, you've been with us this morning. Your number has been steady around 7,000 outages. Kind of brief us now on any progress being made.
Yes, so we are so thankful that those outages have remained steady as far as the outage count, and that there are not more widespread outages across the state. But as it becomes more light outside, it is go time for our crews. So after they make sure that the roadways are safe, they will be going out there and you will see them starting to restore your power. The first step is for scout crews to go and assess the damages and figure out if they need any specialized equipment or anything like that. And then they will go to work. In the cold weather conditions, of course, it's like anyone else working outside. They are facing the elements. So we appreciate your patience, but we are well staffed and completely ready to get this power back on in those southernmost portions of the state.
Heather, you'll have to forgive me. I'm a country boy from Cabot, so when I ask this question, it's just basics. But I know so many folks may be looking out the window, they see the linemen pull up and say, what are they doing out there? Can you kind of talk about what these guys are exactly doing when they're trying to get this power restored, and just how difficult or easy it can be one way or the other?
Yes. So as you can imagine, it is very detailed work, and sort of like a doctor doing a surgery. They really don't know exactly what they're dealing with until they get in there. So you will see them look at the transformer perhaps, or any of the machinery that goes into the power pole in front of your house. You know, sometimes you can just look and say, okay, there's a limb on the power line's on the ground, so they need to reattach it or replace it or things like that. But it really can vary, and of course it's a complex process. So we're thankful for their expertise. And then of course they communicate back with their supervisors in the service centers and make sure that the power is turned off before they start the repairs, and then work with them to get it turned back on. All at the same time, our customer service team is updating the customer, so you at home know that here's what they're doing and here's how long before the power is expected to be back on.
They are superheroes.
They
oh my
are.
gosh, can't thank them enough. Superheroes.
Yes, out in the elements. Heather Kendrick, thank you so much for your time. We'll be checking in with you a little bit later. Best wishes to the linemen out there on the work line.
Thank you.
Well, good morning. We still have heavy snowfall falling across central Arkansas, and we're going to see those bands continue at least from now until 9 a.m. and we could see an additional inch to inch and a half added to our totals that we already have. Adamsfield calling for 7 inches right now, but again, I expect that to increase. But we've got areas that are 10 and 11 inches as well. We're going to look at snow totals and a few pictures here in a second. About 29 in central Arkansas. We are looking at or above freezing, just above freezing in the southern portion of the state. 28 in Searcy. And again, 29 in Russellville. The road conditions are terrible, friends. There's no other way to put it. And so if you can stay home today, today is the day for that. And watch some good movies, make some good soup, get outside and have a little fun in the snow. It's not just for kids. We're going to have a good time today, but we really have to focus on those roads because they are very dangerous. Central Arkansas, you can see those blue bands passing through those darker ones. That is the heavier snowfall that we are watching. We expected those highest totals to be just north of this transition line, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. But we are seeing areas of snow, 9 inches of snow. This is from Joe and Amy Hicks in Benton. Again, we really appreciate these pictures because they are very helpful for us to kind of see what is going on. 10 inches of snow from Michelle Parks in Perryville. That's a lot of snow there on that table. And we are looking at 14 inches of snow from Jose Vasquez in Mena. Yes, they received a ton of snow in Mena. So hopefully that'll start to trickle off for them as well. But we are looking at a few snow totals that are quite impressive. Yell County and Briggsville, 14 inches. Bonnerdale and Hot Spring County, 12 inches. Mount Ida, Montgomery County, 11 inches. Benton, Saline, 10. And again, Little Rock, Adamsfield here in Pulaski County, 7. I know the Northwest National Weather Service in North Little Rock was showing 8 inches there. So we're going to take a look here at a camera as well. I think the best thing you can do, Pine Bluff, looking at the roads. I'm so thankful that we're not seeing anyone on those roads, because there's a lot of ice here, and especially so many bridges. Little car there. Hopefully they're going very slow. And again, I mentioned if you are having to get out and about today, make sure you are taking some necessities with you. Make sure you're taking blankets, a charged up phone, taking some water, and even some snacks at times. And let someone know when you're leaving, and let them know when you get there, because we've seen already some accidents, and it seemed like the accidents are starting to be less, which is good. I don't know if folks are just having to get out super early this morning, but here in Central Arkansas, things are looking pretty good. But there have been some accidents where it's completely blocked the road, and so you may be there sitting waiting for them to clear that for hours. And again, we're looking at more snow to come through Central Arkansas, so that's something to keep in mind if you're out and about. That's why it's so important just to stay home today if you can, and make sure we are looking at these snow totals. Again, they're continuing to rise over the next little bit, and we're going to keep you updated on that. Don't forget, we're here until 10 this morning with you. So things are ever changing, so it won't be necessarily the same information every time. There'll be little tweaks here and there. And like I said, hopefully once we kind of see what is going on, we'll be able to get on the weather garden and get outside and show you from around the area. I would love to see more of your pictures. You can text those to 501-376-1111. You can post them on my Facebook page, Tracy Bean Weather, Tracy Bean WX. Again, you can put that on our Facebook page or the THV11 Facebook page. But we want to see what you have out there, and we also want to see you having a little fun as well, since everyone's going to stay home, right, friends? We're staying home. This is our live snow seeker. This is a map that takes out all the rainfall and really just focuses on that heavier snowfall. And this is what we are seeing. Those blue bands, and where you see orange or pink, those are even heavier. So zooming into Central Arkansas, again, those blue bands, dark ones coming through, and we're seeing areas of that as well, pushing into Brinkley and Searcy, back here in Danville County. Again, lots of snow totals. With Mina had, again, just an extraordinary amount of snow, 14 inches, and we're going to see how everyone kind of levels out here before long. But we do have that winter storm warning that is going to be impactful for this winter weather until 6 p.m. tonight. But this is just for the storm warning. That's for that heavy snow that's expected. Now, things are still going to be dangerous after 6 o'clock tonight, so don't think that things are going to be better. It's actually going to probably get a little bit worse, because we're going to see that refreeze, and tomorrow morning we're waking up to 19 degrees. So we got to think about that as well. But this hour by hour forecast, snow is going to continue to fall through the early afternoon hours, but we're going to have those bands of heavy snowfall through the 9 o'clock hour. And we're looking to get above freezing by this afternoon, but I think the snow on the ground, of course, is going to stay put, and the roads are going to be a bit patchy. And ARDOT is getting out there and do the best they can, but those side roads are going to be a little scary today, and again into the evening, and as we're heading into tomorrow morning as well. But tomorrow I think things will be a little bit better. Side roads probably still a little bit patchy, but here's future radar for what we can expect for the next few hours, more in map and movement form. That darker snow there pushing through Central Arkansas. By 9 o'clock this morning, that heavier band is going to push east, and we are looking at some of that, a little bit of a wraparound here in the northern areas. So that's why we're looking at this being very impactful for travel as well in northeastern Arkansas, Central Arkansas, and then we're looking at more of an ice event here in the Pine Bluff area. So as we are pushing through to 1 o'clock this afternoon, starting to see a little bit of more moderate snow. Again, it's pushing out back behind there. We won't call it clearing, but we'll call it very light flurries, but we may still see a few flurries throughout the day. And then we're finally going to start to see a break and maybe see a little bit of the sky by tonight, overnight hours, but it's going to drop. Now, these clear skies allow the temperature to drop. The clouds actually add more of a blanket, so we don't get quite as cold when we have that blanket of clouds, but when the sky opens up, it lets it really cool down. So that's why we're waking up tomorrow at 19 degrees, looking for a high of 38, but there'll be a little sunshine. But we do have that THV11 weather impact alert, which is why we're going to stay with you today until 10 a.m. on air. And again, we are going to have Tom and Nathan. Simone is helping me behind the scenes with graphics and social media. So it's an all-team effort. It's fantastic. We've got our reporters out. You'll be able to see what is going on throughout the city and throughout the state and keep you updated. But so far, things are looking fairly okay, and we are looking at those 7 to 12 to to a foot of snow kind of pushing into our area. We could see some areas locally that are a little bit more, but trace in the southern areas of the state, 3 to 6 all around us and 2 to 4. And again, a lot of this could be some ice. So that is kind of the scary part of that. So we're watching that area. 7-day forecast of 34 for high today, not looking for a whole lot of melting. So let's stay home, let ARDOT do what they need to do. The linemen get out there for any power outages that we have. The snow will continue of heavy at times through 9 a.m. this morning and then moderate through the early afternoon. Then we could still see a few flurries into the evening. But tomorrow we're going to start to see a little sunshine after we wake up very cold at 19 degrees, a high of 38. And Sunday a little bit warmer in the morning and the afternoon. And then those 40s are going to stick around for the rest of next week. So enjoy this very snowy, wintry couple of days ahead because the temperatures are starting to rise again into the 40s and we'll start to see that sunshine again.
Tracy, thank you. Time now about 7:23 to Saline County now, where some 10 inches of snow has fallen, creating both a beautiful scene but also some safety issues. The snow began yesterday afternoon, quickly turning into these thick, chunky flakes, perfect for the snowmen, but a challenge for those who need to get out and drive. Saline County Judge Matt Brumley speaking with us about the preparations his crews have made for the storm.
Our consolidated Saline Emergency Communications Center is able to monitor the entire county all over. So all information that we receive will go out to all respective areas throughout Saline County. So we'll keep abreast of all road conditions. But again, please stay home. We don't want to be utilizing our emergency services on people that are sliding off in ditches and they don't need to be on the roadway in the first place.
County crews and Benton City plows have been out and about, keeping the roads clear, and officials are again urging people to remain off the roads if at all possible.
In Hot Springs, the snow continues to fall heavily with large clumps of those snowflakes blanketing the area. While the snow is not too wet, it's still causing some disruptions, as you might imagine. Hot Springs Deputy City Manager Denny McFate tells us that the city has planned and is ready just for about anything, but he does have a message for those in Garland County.
Stay home. No, really, I mean, that's the best advice I can give you is because, you know, the brine's going to give us a little bit of additional road travel time. It's going to melt it as soon as it hits. But when we get, you know, as it gets really heavy tonight, it's going to overtake what the brine's been able to do. And then until we get on the road and start plowing it, it's going to be tough driving.
And the same goes for the roads in the National Park. The Fordyce Bathhouse Visitor Center and 3 mountain roads are all closed throughout the storm. We are, of course, keeping an eye on Pine Bluff this morning. Ice is the big threat as the city continues dealing with that winter weather.
The public transit routes are canceled for the day. City offices are closed. Warming shelters, though, are open to help any vulnerable residents who need a place to go. Mayor Vivian Flowers says they're working closely with community partners to make sure everybody stays safe and warm.
The things that we're always mindful of is the safety of the people in the city and making sure that obviously if the weather conditions prohibit safe travel on the roads, we want to get our employees off the road.
City officials are also saying thank you to local churches and nonprofits for opening up their doors to those in need.
In a THV11 update, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has taken steps to ensure that funding will be available once the snow melts. Now, she signed an executive order declaring a state of emergency yesterday. As part of the order, $150,000 will be allocated from the Disaster Response and Recovery Fund. The Arkansas Division of Emergency Management Director will later determine how those funds will be distributed.
And in advance of the worst part of this weather, Governor Sanders activated the National Guard. Guard members will be out again today as they were Thursday, helping motorists getting those stranded cars off the roads. In all, some 28 response teams are on duty. The crews are patrolling the roads as of noon Thursday. So keep in mind their assignment is not about recovering or towing privately owned vehicles, simply helping to clear the roads.
Well, THV11 viewers always do such a great job showing the conditions where they live, and this winter storm is no different.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at some of the videos and the pictures you've been texting us at 501-376-1111. Let's take a look at our first one.
All right.
Tracy, go ahead.
All right, let me get over here. I'm blind. I can't see. I got to get closer. All right, I measured 7 here in Clinton Mountain. It's so far, and that's a lot of snow there. A lot of going on. And I hope people are able to get out and about as well and have a little fun with this, but making sure you're staying off the roads.
Loving that, looking good in Clinton. All right, we're going to see more this morning. Again, we got tons of viewers sending in pictures this morning. We've talked about how much snow there is. You know, Mina was the big winner that Tracy was talking about, but I want to talk about how that Conway is looking.
Nice.
Winter
Beautiful
Wonderland,
picture.
still snowing this morning. I love that. So Geneva sending this picture in this morning. Well, you know, that's the thing.
so
The trees always
lovely.
look so beautiful too.
I
when
don't
you get to
think
see
so.
that.
Oh, and you can't sit on that bench right now, but you sure can measure. In fact, from Quincy, Massachusetts, he says, or Donna says, I love this stuff, being from Quincy, Massachusetts.
she's from Quincy.
She's used to the
Oh,
snow.
shoot, she's seen this a time or two.
She can't open the screen door.
looking like
is from
looking like a
Maumelle.
Patriots game over there.
That's a lot of snow. Almost 8 inches in Maumelle and still snowing. Yeah, I've got lots of friends. I grew up in Maumelle, so I'm getting lots of information from them as well. So there's a lot of snow out there this morning. And again, we're seeing areas that are 10, 12 a foot of snow. Yeah, 11 inches in back porch in Royal. You're not going to be sitting on that back porch today, friends. It's going to be
See,
cold.
I always love if they use the tape measure or the ruler. That's what I'm always curious about.
makes
It's
it
like if
easy.
they
Yeah.
use a ruler, they got a kid. Tape
Okay.
measure, maybe they're grown.
So that looks like a half a foot.
Yeah, so this is my area. I live out that way, and so yeah, we're looking at 8.5, almost 9 inches of snow, and I'll have to get my Addie James out there to go measure that when she wakes up.
Well, we thank everyone for sending in, and you can continue to do so. 501-376-1111. This is a shot from Conway County. This is my home in Plumerville. And it does look so beautiful from a distance when you can see the snow and you know everyone is safe.
Look how high the snow is
that
on
a
the tires.
car? I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that.
Look how high
Yes.
it is
Surrounding
on the
car.
tires.
And
That's
I
crazy.
love the way the trees look in that as well. And you get a little bit of light, and everyone's kind of waking up to a winter wonderland. This is London, Arkansas, 8 inches of snow. So this seems pretty consistent. There's lots of snow out there for everyone. I know it started out a little slow yesterday, and people were wondering, are we going to get it? Are we going to? It's like, just be patient. It's coming. It's coming. The overnight hours into this morning in Perryville, Arkansas, almost 10
at
inches
that.
of snow. Yeah, it's a lot.
I'm still grilling today, Tracy. I don't,
that's okay.
I don't care. I got the
bet you
propane
will.
tank outside. I'm going to be grilling. Don't
As
you
long
worry.
Nothing will stop
As
him.
long as I get to eat, they were
Come
good.
on. Come on.
No, we're not doing that because we're staying on the air until 10 o'clock. We're happy you're with us, folks. This is from Clay in Cabot. Your home
Oh, I know
country.
Clay. I know
Yeah,
Clay
I'm
in
sure
Cabot,
You know
yeah.
Clay. 7
7
inches of snow there.
It's pretty good.
Good
I've got all
old
my
Clay.
fellow dads that still live in Cabot that I grew up with. Jake and TJ
They're out there
texting.
measuring?
Yeah, they got their kids out there. They're texting me all the pictures already. Y'all have fun. Y'all have a good time.
All right, this is
Cool.
in Benton. This is from Joe and Amy Hicks, and it looks like almost 9.5 inches there. And so this seems to be pretty consistent, and so that I'm glad that everyone's getting a good amount of snow, and you're able to get out and hopefully have a good time. It's good sledding and maybe some snowmen too. We want to see those pictures as well.
Yeah, I want to put in that request, Tracy. Now as the sun comes up and the kids are getting up too, I love seeing all the totals, but in like the next couple of hours, since we are on until 10 a.m. this morning, we want to see the snowball fights. We want to see the sledding,
yeah.
the snowmen, you name it. I want to see the kiddo pictures because I'm telling you right now, T-minus 30 seconds until those kids get out there and they start playing in the snow.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
they're
now
going,
that the
sun's up
sun's
now.
up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's outside they go.
And I know there's a lot of parents waking up, and first and foremost, we want to talk about these road conditions. They are terrible, friends, and not to be dramatic about that, but we have got to give ARDOT time to get out there and do their jobs. And of course, there's linemen out there with power outages as well. And there's folks that have to get to work, in the medical field.
Oh, yeah.
And then we also have to thank our grocery store folks and of course truck drivers. They have to do that as well. And everyone, be careful and stay safe. And today's one of those days that if you can, just stay home and enjoy this beautiful snowfall. And it doesn't matter if you don't have kids, get out there and have a good time.
Well,
Love
let's
it.
talk about what's coming next. Do you have a forecast for us, Tracy,
I
where we
do.
can get rid of all of this.
I do. So again, we really want to focus on the road conditions. Looking at our 3-hour radar loop, we still have lots of snow headed our way. We've got those blue, darker bands. That's that heavier snow. 29 in central Arkansas. A bit of mixed precipitation in southern areas. If we zoom in here to the metro, we can see that darker blue continuing to pass through. And we're going to have little bands of that. And I've talked about this. As much snow as we're waking up to right now, over the next few hours until 9 a.m., we could still see an inch to an inch and a half an hour. That's an hour, not just in total by 9 o'clock, but an hour. So we could see some significant totals. We're looking, again, it'll be spotty at best, but there will be areas that receive some significant snowfall. Now we're going to look at a few totals here. Briggsville, Yell County, 14 inches, Monardale and Hot Spring, 12. Mount Ida, Montgomery County, 11. Benton and Saline, 10. And Little Rock, Adamsfield, and Pulaski County, 7 inches. And that seems to kind of correlate a little bit too with what we were seeing in those pictures. And I'm jumping over here to our National Weather Service chat, and they've been updating a few areas as well. And I want to jump again to our snow seeker. This is a live snow seeker. What this does, it takes the rainfall out of things and a lot of that more that freezing precipitation, and just kind of focuses on the snow. So as we look at this, I want to read a few of these reports. In Scranton, Logan, Arkansas, we are looking at 9 inches. Perryville, we just saw 9.5 to 10 inches. In Garland, Lonsdale, 9 inches. So it seems to be pretty consistent with that. Visibility is a bit restricted as well. In the weather garden, we're seeing anywhere from 7 to 7.5. And I need to go measure once again. But Hot Springs Airport in Garland County, 11 inches. So lots of snow still headed our way, and we're going to see that accumulation. But overnight, we had this around 2 or 3 in the morning. We had some freezing rain, sleet pass through, and that made things just a little bit more slick out there. It was a bit dangerous on the roads anyway, just because of all of the snowfall, but that added a layer of danger to it, if you will. And then we've got more snow packing on top of that. Again, for the next few hours, we could see some heavier snowfall pushing through. Anywhere you see that dark blue, the orange, the pink, that is going to be the heavy snowfall pushing through. And we can see that is also pushing into Lone Oak area, Stuttgart. You may start to see some of that as well. And getting out of the way here a little bit, Danville starting to see some of that heavier snow as well. Now, it may be a very small band, or it may just be a little bit larger, but we're keeping an eye on that. And we do have that winter storm warning until 6 o'clock tonight, and that's going to be for that heavier snow. We could see the snow continuing through the noon hour in the early afternoon, and then more, maybe a few flakes after that, but it will certainly back off a little bit. But clouds are going to be out there, and those temperatures aren't going to warm up too much. Hour by hour today, we've got plenty of snow headed our way. Again, I want to stress that we could see some additional accumulation between now and 9 a.m. that could be significant. Some bands of heavy snow for a few of us in the, or maybe in the central portion of the state, but again, more south of the metro, I think, too. We're going to start to see that snow start to finally kind of dissipate a little bit. We could see still some few flurries as we're heading into the late afternoon. 34 is what we're expecting of, obviously that's above freezing. But the roads are so cold. I think we're still going to have some issues with the roads. ARDOT's going to do a fantastic job of getting those main roads and those very much problem roads taken care of, but the side roads are still going to be an issue. And then tonight we are going to have a refreeze, I would imagine. But let's take a look at map-wise and tell you what is going on. That dark blue, of course, is that heavier snowfall. This is going to be around 9 a.m. this morning. You can see we're starting to see that push out into eastern Arkansas, out of the metro especially. But we're still seeing a bit of that frozen precipitation down in Pine Bluff, and those roads are certainly very, very dangerous there. And as we're heading into the afternoon hours, again, clouds will remain, and then we may see a few flurries. So stay with me. We're going to talk about that 7-day, because I've got some warmer temperatures headed your way. So enjoy all of this. Stay home, stay off the roads if you can, friends, and we'll talk about some warmer temperatures headed our way next week.
That sounds like a plan. Thank you, Tracy. Now let's take a live look from Morrilton. You can almost hear the silence. It's so quiet there with I-40 now totally covered. No one out on the roadways, which is good to see. It is very slick and hazardous. And the best advice, as you've heard all day, is let the county and the city and the state crews get to clearing all of the snow off the roads.
Yeah, I got a hunch no devil dog basketball tonight. Just a hunch. Well, further down the road, Wake Up Central's Journey Taylor is live along I-40 in North Little Rock. Talk a little road science this morning with us, Journey.
Professor Journey.
Yes, good morning. Before we talk road science, let me just say I wish this was a movie this is live TV and you guys are missing good content when I'm not on. We just saw an ARDOT truck come down JFK. I'm in North Little Rock, as Hayden mentioned, along I-40. This is right along JFK area. And an ARDOT truck came down JFK, going a decent speed, knocking snow off the road. It was good TV, and hopefully we can catch another before the end of this hit. If not, I'm sure before the end of this 10 o'clock ordeal, helping you guys know what's going on with road conditions. Now, as mentioned, I'm along I-40 and I-30. This is the busiest corridor in the entire state. So yeah, of course, we're still expecting traffic along these roads. As Tracy mentioned, truck drivers are one of our biggest industries across the nation, of course, and we know that they still have to work. You see one coming through right now, but along with the truck drivers, we also have cars on the roads, and you want to take your time because we have a lot of inches out here. I think we're dealing with about 8 inches, close maybe even to a foot here soon, because it's been snowing since we got out the house. We come all the way from South University. There we go. That's up to my ankles right there. We come all the way from South University in Little Rock all the way here to North Little Rock. And what we do know that ARDOT has been working since the beginning of the week. In fact, Dave Parker, the spokesperson for ARDOT, said this is some perfect conditions. The week starting off, we didn't have a lot of rain, so it really helped. So I'm here to explain exactly what that salt brine does. I'm going to read slow because I'm no scientist, and I want to make sure we all understand, okay? Take a look at this video. First, you have to understand when water is in its liquid state, like rain, the molecules are loosely packed. Whenever water reaches the freezing point of 32 degrees or below, molecules are then packed more tightly. On roads, this causes a big problem. For wet, icy, and slushy roads, it reduces the traction between your car's tires and the road surface. So if you hit ice, your car could suddenly go into a skid, which is a scary situation, and that's why we need to break up these molecules to limit ice or slush on the roads. So salt or the brine solution does not necessarily melt ice or snow with increased heat. It merely brings the freezing point of water to lower temperatures. At the molecular level, the salt molecules get in the way of the bonding water molecules, helping it not to freeze. So the regular freezing point of water is 32 degrees. Adding sodium chloride lowers that freezing point to 15 degrees. So using that science to make us all a little safer. And of course, that is all emergency officials want us to do, is to be safe, encouraging you not to get on the roads if you don't have to. My mom actually texted me and told me to say this little joke, and I'm going to say it because I think it's true. Listen, just get somewhere and sit down. If you don't have to be out here this snow, definitely don't do it. Be careful, be safe. But if you do have to get out here, definitely take your time because it is no joke. Karen and Hayden?
I'm with your mom. I think that's great. I love that.
I always listen to Mama. Mama's advice, especially Journey's mom. She knows. She's a smart woman. I've met her. She knows what she's talking about. So mind Journey's mom and stay home. Play in the snow if you want. All right, Journey, you and JY don't have too much fun up there on the hill. Whether you may call it, well, actually, we have some new details now about the airport. Go ahead, Hayden.
Well, we are very excited to talk about our coverage, though, extending till 10 a.m. this morning. We're going to talk about the airport in just a minute. But again, Journey's going to be live till 10 a.m., folks. Remember, it has snowed quite a bit, and it continues to snow. So Tracy is tracking that radar as we speak to see just how long this winter storm will be here in the natural state. And we have plenty of photos to share. We want to continue to share your photos as well. Remember, text us 501-376-1111. We would love to see all of your snow pictures, no matter where you are. In fact, look at this. 7 inches of snow recorded so far, 34 flights canceled. Crews, of course, working to clear those runways at the airport. And a total that we got, 55 flyers stuck in the terminal overnight. In fact, they had to route a flight from Dallas-Fort Worth here to Little Rock, and then they got stuck. So again, those flights impacting more than 300 passengers at this point. Again, those 55 that had to spend the night in the terminal last night.
I'm thinking of the Tom Hanks movie where he was.
It's a good movie.
He lived there, yeah.
Hopefully that's not the case.
Yeah.
Well, right now Little Rock is covered with snow, of course, and crews are out there working on those roads. Now, Public Works crews are working around the clock, those 12-hour shifts, using 17 trucks with plows and salt spreaders to clear 9 priority routes. Journey just saw one of those. And then they will move to the neighborhoods. So the team includes more than 100 workers, with 60 workers on day shifts and 50 on night. We have been saying it all morning long, though. Drivers, please, please, please stay off of the roads while those crews work to improve conditions.
In the meantime, Wake Up Central works to keep you and your family safe and sound, and we want to include your pets this morning.
So here's some things to keep in mind to help them out with this winter weather. Animals can suffer from frostbite just like humans, so experts say the best option, bring them inside where they can stay warm and stay dry. Now, if that's not possible for whatever reason, make sure they're in a shelter that keeps wind out with plenty of bedding like straw or blankets.
You can also keep an eye on their water bowl, because if it's outside, the water's going to freeze. So you'll have to dump it or just rinse it off and then refill it. But better to bring the animal and the water inside. Keeping them hydrated does help animals regulate their body temperature.
Tracy Rourke with Animal Services says when it comes to winter weather, treat your pets how you would want to be treated, inside and warm.
If you can't go out in the cold over 5 minutes, your dog's going to be cold too. So just make sure that they are comfortable outside if they have to stay outside, but please bring them in.
For indoor pets, especially like cats like this, limit the outdoor time, not that cats need it anyway, for quick bathroom breaks, short playtime for the dogs, especially the smaller or short-haired dogs. Now out to the garden we go to see Tracy once again. Tracy, I swear every time you're out there that snow is still falling. Like you said, it's falling all morning long here.
That's right. It's going to continue to fall, but it is beautiful. I know we've been focusing on the roads, and that I want to start with that. That is by far the most important thing we need to talk about, is how dangerous the roads are out there. We are expecting more snow as we are heading into the morning hours. Through at least 9 o'clock, could see 1 inch to 1.5 inches each hour. So the snow is nice out there. So if you can get out and enjoy it, but make sure you stay home to enjoy it. We are looking forward to all of your pictures from the kids getting out to you getting out, and the pets. We love to see the dogs, of course, enjoying all of that. And so send those to us. We would love to see it. We're going to focus on the important things, but we're also going to have a little fun. As we know, we don't get this often. So we are looking at 29 degrees in central Arkansas. To our south, seeing a mix of mixed precipitation in the Pine Bluff area. The roads there are very dangerous. So hopefully you are staying home. Across the state as a whole, it's just a great day to stay home and enjoy the family and friends, take a nap, make something good to eat. That's really what we need to do today. Those need to be our priorities if you don't have to get out and about. Again, 29 in central Arkansas. These bluer bands that are coming through, those are the heavier bands that we are talking about, and those are the ones that could give us 1 inch to 1.5 inches per hour until the 9 o'clock hour. So again, we are watching that. We were expecting, again, in this transition area of that freeze line, to see the heaviest snowfall just to the north of that. And that seems to be the case, kind of that swath you can see right here of that heavier snow, but it's starting to push into eastern Arkansas. Now, I'm going to talk about snow totals. We're going to talk about these, and I'm going to share a few more with you as well. Briggsville, which is in Yell County, 14 inches. Hot Spring, Barnardale, 12 inches. Mount Ida, Montgomery, 11 inches. Benton, Saline, around 10. And Little Rock, Adamsfield, here in Pulaski County, 7. And I know Mims across the street from us, and us in the weather garden, seeing about 7 to 7.5 as well. And we're going to continue to see these snow totals, but we are looking at, I'm going to read a few here from our National Weather Service chat, but we've got 14 inches again in the Mena area. It's a lot of snow, friends. We're looking at Marion, Yellville, they've got 5. Someone reported in White County, 4, but we're going to continue to see that snow. Maumelle, 8 inches. Send in those pictures. We want to know what is going on with you guys as well, and that helps us here kind of let you know what to expect and maybe what the atmosphere is doing. It's helpful. It really is. I like to always step outside before I do the weather to see what you guys are seeing and just take an observation, if you will, of our current conditions. But this is our live snow seeker. This is a tool that we use where it takes out the precipitation as far as like the rainfall and that sleet that we saw to the southern portion of the state. This just takes into account that heavier snowfall. Now we are looking at central Arkansas. You can see that blue area, and anywhere that is orange or pink, those are going to be the heavier areas of that snow. And as it continues to push through, starting to see some of that heavier snowfall as we were just getting to the east of the metro, again, Clarendon, Stuttgart, passing through Lone Oak, saw Benton and Little Rock, saw that heavier band pushing through, but even in the southern portion, moving through Sheridan, we could see, but it's starting to warm up as you're making your way into Jefferson County around Pine Bluff, and that transition is giving it more of that sleet and making the roads a bit impassable. And looking out west here, Danville saw a few of those bands push through as well. So again, we're keeping an eye on it, but we do have this winter weather storm warning until 6 p.m. tonight. And what this means is not that at 6 o'clock tonight we think everything's going to be fine. It just means that that heavier snow, the system itself, we're expecting to kind of move on out and not be a threat by 6 o'clock tonight. But the weather that is here is going to continue to be a threat. The roads are going to be an issue. And so let's look at the hour by hour. Snow continuing to fall through the early afternoon hours. And as I mentioned, until 9 a.m. we could see some heavy bands. And so we could see some significant accumulations. So we're going to keep updating that. Simone Thomas is watching all of that for me and keeping social media updated, and then also watching these reports as they are coming in and people are waking up and beginning to share. But in the afternoon, we're going to start to see the snow start to dissipate out a little bit. We could still see a few flurries later this afternoon, temperature only 34. Roads and the ground are very, very cold. So I don't think the snow's going anywhere, but on the roads, we'll be able to hopefully have ARDOT come through and they're going to do what they can. But we're looking for a refreeze tonight. So hoping that we're not seeing too much. But again, once those showers start to stop, we'll maybe see a little bit of improvement on the roads themselves, but this snow's going to be on the ground for a little while, so the kiddos will have some fun with that today and tomorrow. Let's go ahead and time this out, that heavier snow pushing through Little Rock. This is around 9 a.m. this morning. You can see that heavier band still just making its way to the east of the metro, extending into the Arkadelphia, Camden area. Still looking at that mixed precipitation around Jefferson County, Pine Bluff, Monticello. Again, not looking for those roads to improve at all as we're heading into the next few hours, but that heavier snowfall pushing into eastern Arkansas, and we're starting to see in Jonesboro, Batesville, this area starting to be a little bit worse as well with the road conditions. Starting to see again a few of those areas around Russellville, Clinton, Mountain Home, Harrison, some heavier snowfall as well, and maybe we're seeing Texarkana kind of being done with it by then. This is around 1 p.m. this afternoon. Finally starting to see that push off to the east, but those clouds are going to remain. Still going to see a few little areas of moderate snowfall, and it's going to push especially over here to the eastern fringe of the state. And most of that mixed bag of precipitation is going to go ahead and move out of the state, and we're just going to be left with clouds. But temperatures aren't going to get any warmer. And let's talk about these clear skies. Normally, we love that, but this is going to aid in things getting very, very cold tonight. We use the clouds almost as a blanket. It doesn't allow the temperature to drop quite as much, but this is midnight, and so we're seeing a bit of clearing. That's going to allow the temperatures to drop. Now, we would love some clouds and keep temperatures up just a little bit, but we're going to drop to 19 tomorrow morning and a high of 38. Partly cloudy skies, which means we're going to see a little sunshine, which is great news. But for your Sunday, it's going to warm up even a little bit more, but tomorrow morning still going to be a bit dangerous to travel, but by the afternoon, hoping that things will be much better. Now, that snowfall forecast starting to validate pretty well. We were looking for this 7 inches to almost a foot, the swath of this area here. We're starting to see those totals come in, and everyone's pretty consistent. To the north and to the south of this area, we are looking at those areas that could be 5 to 9, and then 3 to 6, 2 to 4, and then just a trace in the southern portions of the state. But we're enjoying seeing those totals, and this ice forecast has been pretty spot on too, with these areas here seeing anywhere from a tenth to half an inch of ice, and just that glaze in the fringe of the last row of counties there. But we saw some of that kind of push into our area again, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I looked out when I was at the hotel getting ready to come here. I was like, no, there it is. But I was hoping we would just have some snow. So having that inner turmoil of what that was meaning for your morning was something. So we're keeping an eye on it for you. And let's talk about ice accumulation versus the impacts. So most of us are seeing just a quarter of ice or less, and it's more of a nuisance. It's giving what we have, the slick roads, which can be very dangerous, the bridges and light ice on trees, and having to warm up the car, and disruptive as it jumps up to half an inch. Those tree limbs begin to break and sag, and then there's power outage, and we're seeing some of that as well. We do have some power outages across the state, and linemen are out there doing the best they can and trying to get that done, but we need to make sure we're doing it safely, and us not being on the road helps things a lot. And of course, with ARDOT making their improvements as well on the road. Thank you so much to those teams, and luckily I don't think we're seeing that crippling more than half an inch of ice, which is the widespread outages, damage to trees and dangerous roads, although I would go so far as to say we have the dangerous roads. So I'm going to go ahead and lump that back into this category. And again, we can't stress it enough. Stay home if you can, friends, and just enjoy this beautiful day. That's just definitely the weather story of the day that we want to talk about. Roads are dangerous. stay home. So 7-day forecast. Let's talk about some warmer temperatures headed our way. Today, snow, snow, and more snow. Looking for a high of 34, but I don't think it's going anywhere. We're going to be able to enjoy this. The snow is going to start to back off in the early afternoon, and then we'll start to see just the clouds, but maybe a few flurries as well. Tomorrow morning, certainly going to see a refreeze. Tomorrow morning, waking up in the teens, but the sunshine's going to make its way, and we're going to look for a high tomorrow of 38 degrees. And then by the afternoon, hopefully roads will be just a little bit better. And then on Sunday, we start to warm up again, and you can see those 40s lasting all week long, maybe even 50s by the end of the week. Now, we all love the snow, some of us anyway, but we're all excited about a little warmer temperature as well.
All right, thank you, Tracy, for that comprehensive look at all of this weather. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas, by the way, are working hard to keep the power flowing as the state deals with this heavy snowfall.
Their service area covers more than 60% of Arkansas, providing electricity to about 1.2 million members. Rob Rodell back with us this morning. All right, Rob, we talked to you about 5:45 and 6:45. How are we about 10 till 8?
We look like we're in about the same situation. Our crews are out addressing the situations the best they can. As we assess everything, we'll get everybody back on as quickly as possible. First of all, I want to thank you guys on Channel 11 for doing what you're doing to keep Arkansans informed about this situation. It's crucial in times like this that people understand exactly what's happening. Secondly, I want to compliment your reporter that's out in the field.
Journey.
Yes, and she's absolutely correct. Please listen to Mama. Do not get out unless you have to, because it certainly, if there's an accident or something, it could impact linemen trying to get to a situation that they could address. But once again, I appreciate you guys so much.
Rob, I'm looking at the electric cooperative map, the outage map, and I'm seeing, of course, the south, central, southwest part of the state heavily impacted by the ice. Give us an idea of what these crews are facing, especially when you get into these secondary roads and areas. Are we talking a matter of hours, days? How long does it take to do this? This is tough work.
Karen, unfortunately, this will be hours. This type of storm, it causes isolated outages, which means it's home to home oftentimes.
Oh, okay.
Because of the snow, it just weighs down different areas. We like to say this is a good storm, but if your power's out, it's not a good storm. However, we will have crews out going door to door, making sure everybody's power is back on. We hope to have everybody on by this evening. We'll certainly work throughout the night to do everything we can.
Well, Rob, too, I know we talked about the big difference between the snow and the ice, and again, the further south you go here in the state, unfortunately, they're seeing more of the ice. You're seeing more of those outages. Is there anything you guys do to prep, a difference between the snow or the ice, or is it kind of the same preparations and you just really hope we're going to get more snow than we get ice?
Hayden, I've done this for 23 years, and one of the things I always tell people, we always prepare for the worst and hope for the best. We do extensive right-of-way work, etc. But, Mother Nature can be tricky sometimes, and what our people are trying to do is respond quickly and safely to get people's power back on. That's pretty much the best we can do. We certainly want everybody's power back on, and I know all of our guys out in the field, they would much rather be home with their families building snowmen than being out up on top of a 60-foot pole freezing.
And they are people who are out there doing this. They are not just a company. They are actual workers
amazing folks
with families who want them to come home too.
And that's, I know people get frustrated, and Rob, I loved what you said there about Mother Nature. My dad worked for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for many, many years, and he told a colonel one time, he said, "Colonel, I'm just going to tell you right now, Mother Nature bats last." So that's all we need to know right now.
Well put. Enough said. Rob, thank you so much for your time. We'll be checking in with you. Wish all the best for you and the guys. And a reminder, too, we're staying live and commercial-free until 10 o'clock this morning, so hunker down and let us show you the conditions around the state.
Now, you can stay with us all morning as Tracy continues to track the forecast and when this winter storm will actually come to an end. It is not letting up right now. Of course, Journey Taylor has been with us all morning, and THV11's own Brooke Buckner are going to join us coming up in just a little bit with some check of the conditions. She's going to be in West Little Rock this morning. And again, you, the viewers, have done such an amazing job showing us the the conditions where you live. It has been incredible so far, but again, we got the team ready to roll. We're going to be with you another 2 hours.
And we're so glad to have you with us. And we're taking some more looks at your videos and pictures that you texted into us. This is Jane and Sydney, the Zoomies.
Got the
dogs.
Zoomies.
Yeah, they've got the Zoomies through the snow from Elizabeth and Conway. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, I love that. That is so fun. So, you know, I am.
Is that you, Hayden?
That's not me.
Is it
I'm
not?
sure it's a cousin of mine or somebody I know.
So
That's about Davey.
Okay, well, 7 inches of snow in Cabot, and he loves the snow. I love that. I want to see you guys having fun with it too, because as much as we are talking about staying off the roads, like, let's make the best of it, friends. Like, out there and just get out there and have a good time and everybody be a kid.
Hey, let's go camping.
Park.
I love 10
you know what I
inches.
love about
Donnie, I'm with you.
You know what I love about this? It's parked. It's
Yes,
not moving.
that's
It's
right.
parked. We're just staying right there. I love
They
that.
just got to shovel off the little stairway there. And,
There you go.
Hey, you're moving again. But that's the point, is not to move. Oh, 9 inches in Russellville. The dogs
Love that.
it. You guys have dogs. Do
Oh
they
yeah,
like
our dogs
snow
love
that
it.
much?
Stetson loves the snow.
Does he really?
He's obsessed with it. Oh
Do
yeah,
that-
he loves
Are they
it.
not cold?
Oh,
Look at there.
Oh, what a beautiful shot
That
of the
is
red
so pretty. I
Cardinal.
love that. Yeah, 11 inches of snow in Piercy, and the birds and our feeder yesterday. I know they're glad to have that feeder as well.
Yes. Oh, you know it. Valonia coming in from John Garrison. This
Oh,
is a
beautiful
gorgeous
picture.
shot
Beautiful.
of just the inlet, the water there on that lake, and the snow. It's so serene and peaceful looking when you are nice and warm inside.
John, can I make that my phone background? That's pretty good. I like that.
Oh, this is Lake Conway from Frank and Conway. It's gorgeous. So this is one of those days where it's, you know, the wind isn't blowing like crazy, so it's nice to get out and maybe take a walk, just bundle up and get the pets out, you know, to get their zoomies out, and you won't get a little crazy being stuck inside either.
There's your snowman hanging.
There you
That's
go. I
one.
love it. I love it. That's a good one too. I mean,
It
that is a
is.
good sized snowman.
And that was pretty fast too. Shannon, way to go. I mean, this is in less than maybe an hour.
That's Valonia, Arkansas. This is Carol Zabel. It's absolutely beautiful. You're right. It's very serene. And like I said, without that wind blowing, it makes it bearable.
And there hasn't been a whole lot of wind, which has helped tremendously, especially in the areas with the ice and the blowing snow from tumbling shoals. Look at that patio.
I love that bird feeder there too. Oh man.
Just
Yeah.
picture a grill there and you could set up
Oh
shop.
my gosh,
and
beautiful.
you could stay there
Beautiful.
for days.
Looky there.
Oh, that might be my favorite.
That's
the
pretty good.
morning landmark.
Oh, how
Yes,
neat.
that is absolutely
That's
gorgeous.
a frameable. Oh, and here's another
there's
frameable.
another one.
A living Christmas card just a few weeks later. That is a gorgeous
you can
shot.
save it. For
Save
this.
it, yeah,
Save for 2025.
Folks, keep bringing this in. Send them to 501-376-1111.
All right, this is from Beaver Fork Lake in Conway. Again, absolutely gorgeous. It's one of those times where we're able to actually get out there and enjoy it, and like we're saying, stay off the roads and be able to get out there and play around with the kids.
I love it. Arlo and Mayflower, thank you so much for sending those pictures in. Please continue to do so. As a reminder, it is 8 o'clock right now. We are here on THV11 and THV11 Plus until 10 o'clock as another hour of Wake Up Central starts right now.
Wake Up Central starts now with the THV11 Weather Impact Alert.
It is 8 a.m. Welcome back to Wake Up Central. We do have a THV11 weather impact alert for this winter storm warning. And we are showing you 3 of our ARDOT cams. We have I-40 in Mayflower from earlier, I-530 in Hensley earlier, and Benton, because of course the sun has come up now. This is all what the roads were looking like in very bad condition overnight, making it for some slick and hazardous conditions.
Gives you a pretty clear picture of what those crews are going to be dealing with now that the sun is up. But fortunately, we do have a little bit of sunlight, although you can't really see the sun this morning. Now, we have heard multiple wrecks, slow going on the highways overnight. And of course, the snow, it still is not over just yet.
It's a coming. Take a look. These ARDOT cameras giving you kind of a realistic look at what it was like. We have heard multiple reports of wrecks. One, in fact, had I-30 blocked near Benton overnight, and I-40 and I-530 have been snow-packed as well.
So again, travel is strongly discouraged this morning, at least until ARDOT crews can make their passes, get those plows going, get the sand trucks, and Whew, it's going to be a long day for them, though. We are staying here again on the air until 10 o'clock this morning, and for very good reason, because at 8 o'clock this morning, it is still snowing, and we're under that THV11 weather impact alert.
Let's get straight to meteorologist Tracy Bean. She's been tracking this for you like she has from the beginning. Where do we stand, Tracy, now?
Well, we're standing in the snow. That is where we are standing, that is for sure. This is going to be that THV11 weather impact alert. It is going to be for all day today. That impact with that winter storm warning. Now, it is ending at 6 p.m. tonight, but we are looking for this impact to be all day because of travel conditions, of course, just making sure everyone is safe. We're having anywhere from 7 inches to 12 inches of snow, and some areas we're even seeing more. We're going to see that heavy snow continue for the next couple of hours, and then it will start to trail off more moderate. But hazardous travel has been the focus this morning. Icy trees and power lines. Not seeing a ton of this, but we do have power outages. So we've got Lineman out there. ARDOT is out there doing exactly what they do, making everything much better for all of us and those folks that have to work, have to get from point A to point B. Make sure you are taking some cautionary measures. Take some water, take some snacks, take blankets, charge your phone, let someone know when you're leaving and when you get there. That's the best thing we can do to protect our people and of course our pets. Make sure that they have fresh water, bring them in if you can, and if they go out for those potty breaks, not too long. And those pipes, just make sure you've got those faucets dripping and open up those cabinets and protecting those faucets outdoor. Looking at our 3-hour radar loop here, we are seeing the snow continue to fall. Those darker blue bands are that heavier snow that we're seeing. Still seeing that mixed area of precipitation around Pine Bluff, making for some very treacherous roads right there at that freezing mark. Again, Central Arkansas seeing that heavier rain or snowfall come through. Looking at temperatures anywhere from 29 to 30 around our area, 31 in Stuttgart. Look at Mr. Ollie here throwing some snowballs. We are going to continue to see some fun times for this, and again we're looking at 9 inches of snow in Benton from Joe and Amy Hicks. We are looking at Michelle Parks in Perryville, 10 inches of snow, and Jose Vasquez in Mena, 14 inches of snow in Mena. I think that might be the winner at the moment from the last I've seen, but these are our snow totals across a few other areas across the state. I think these are going to continue to add up. These were around 6:30 this morning, so again I think we're probably going to start to see some updated totals here before long. Just saw something come in Montgomery and Fanny and Montgomery, 9, almost 10 inches. So yeah, we are watching with the National Weather Service as well and looking at our live snow seeker here. This takes out all that rainfall and that frozen just mix precipitation and really focuses on the heavier snow. And we're seeing anything that is the dark blue, the orange, the pink, that is going to be the heaviest of it all. So zooming in again to Central Arkansas, seeing a few areas moving into Sheridan that just passed over Interstate 30 in Central Arkansas as well, starting to see that, but it's also starting to push a little bit into Clarendon, Brinkley area, and Danville, Perryville, Russellville also saw a lot of that heavier bands as well. So again, this is going to continue at least through the heavier snowfall on and off those bands, anywhere from 1 inch to 1.5 inches per hour if you have one of those bands come through. So we're going to have some totals really adding up here before long. This winter storm warning is, again, like I mentioned, for until 6 o'clock tonight, but our THV11 weather impact alert is for all day. And again, tomorrow morning is going to be a bit treacherous as well. But throughout today, we're going to continue to see that heavier snowfall through 9 a.m. and then moderate snow through 1 this afternoon or so. Temperatures are going to start to bump up, but roads aren't going to get much better. So stay home if you can. We're going to see a refreeze tomorrow morning, but stay with me. We're going to take a look at that 7-day forecast coming up, and I've got some warmer weather for you. So enjoy this cold, enjoy the snow, because it's headed out of here and nicer weather is on the way.
Love to hear that. Thank you, Tracy. Happening right now, though, road troubles continue to stack up across Central Arkansas. There have been multiple incidents impacting some of the major routes as well.
From stalled vehicles to accidents, drivers are facing those hazardous conditions this morning. And Journey Taylor has been live in North Little Rock all morning to break down those hot spots and everything you need to know this morning. Journey, how are we doing?
In that warm studio. I'm doing great out here in the cold. Good morning to you, Karen and Hayden. Let me just say, if you know, you know. Do you guys know Elsa? Are you still with me? Can you still hear me? Do you guys know Elsa? I think you guys may be gone, so I keep talking about
Frozen?
Elsa. Elsa has brought us a
Frozen.
gift. This is the, yes, from Frozen.
That's it.
Yes.
Anyway, go ahead, Journey.
Well, Elsa, I need to get Elsa on the phone. I need to get Elsa on the phone because it is a winter wonderland out here. It has not stopped snowing since we've opened our eyes. And I think all of us got up around 2 or 3 o'clock this morning. It has been consistent. We have seen sleet. We have seen rain. The snowflakes are a little light, but they're still consistently coming down, and it has not stopped. Now, let's talk about some stuff we can visually see. I want to just kind of give you an idea. I came in with some really cute curls, and now they're just soaking wet because of all the rain that has melted onto my hair. If we kind of pan down, John, my photographer, John Young, is here with me. You can kind of see how much snow we're dealing with. I kind of dug my feet here into the snow to kind of show you. I'm going to lift my foot out to show you how deep it's going down. I think we're dealing with at least 8 inches over here. It's pretty deep, but it's easy to move. It's not as stiff or packed down yet, but again, that's how much it has been moving and dropping down on us. Again, we're here in North Little Rock along I-40. If you look east or go east, you'll be at the intersection with I-30, I-40 actually, where I-30 and I-40 meets, one of the busiest corridors. So we've been seeing a lot of traffic come through here. Truck drivers who still have to work in these conditions are definitely coming through here, and we've had several cars also come through here. Here's the thing about the cars though. Our local drivers, we have a lot of y'all being a little reckless and a few of y'all actually driving safe. So you need to take your time if you have to get out in this snow. I get it. Some of you guys have 4-wheel drive and you don't really care about the other slow drivers and you're driving around. We saw actually something very reckless here recently, and you definitely want to take your time, where that 4-driver drove around 2 cars in the snow when it's only a 2-lane. I mean, this is extremely dangerous stuff we're talking about, and that's why we're dealing with all of those accidents across the state. Several 18-wheelers still coming through here. Now, I also just want to talk about what we're dealing with, the conditions. Me and my photographer, John Young, we're talking about there. We're not dealing with a lot of wind. We're also not dealing with extremely cold temperatures. We've both been out in these conditions before, reporting on them and doing photography work, and we're fine. We're not freezing, so it's manageable. However, we're also bundled up. So if you or you know anyone who may not have conditions where they can bundle up or in warmth conditions, don't forget about those warming sensors. I want you to go to our website right now, that is THV11.com, and look up the warming sensors. We have them all across Central Arkansas. I know we have them in Little Rock. We have them in North Little Rock, Conway, Jacksonville. I can continue to name cities after cities. We have a full list, and we'll send that right over to you where you can go to these warming centers if you can make it there safely and be warm. I also know that the mayor of Little Rock, that's Mayor Frank Scott Jr., also just posted to Facebook saying thank you to our roughly 110 City of Little Rock public work crew members who are working 24-hour shifts during this winter weather. We are treating our 9 primary snow routes before moving to neighborhood streets. If you don't have to travel, please stay off the streets. We can't express that enough. That's a lot of people working just in the city of Little Rock, but we know it's not just Little Rock, it's North Little Rock, it's state troopers. We also had a Humvee just come through with the Arkansas National Guard. They're working to get people off the roads. So several people out and about trying to clear these roads for you, including ARDOT. Also, who's out here soon? We have another crew getting out. Brooke Buckner is going to be getting off with out with our chief photographer, Brandon Conyers. And so they'll have a better outlook for you what's happening in West Little Rock, because we're across the water. I'm a Little Rock girl. We're across the water. We're in North Little Rock. So that's what we're seeing here in North Little Rock. Snow still coming down. That's the only thing I'm amazed about. I thought the snow would let up here soon, but hopefully Tracy has the answer on that. I think she told us closer to noon, but I'm not going to confirm that. I'm gonna leave that to Tracy. Karen and Hayden, do y'all have any questions for me? Y'all want to know anything?
Yeah, well, I know you're in Dogtown. I know you're north of the river. I know you went to Central too. But crazy enough, Weather Force 11, we were seeing it earlier. It's still behind you, as a matter of fact. It has snowed so much. No, I'm just kidding. It's not in the shot. I'm just kidding.
Journey, you have the best view. Even though Brooke is going to join us, you have given us the best view and the most interesting perspective on your molecules and the explanation of how it all works. You've done some science for us this morning. We thank you so much, you and JY out there. And don't you two get into a snowball fight or anything. I like that it is warm enough that you don't need your gloves, that it's closer to the freezing point than not. That's safer for sure.
Well, as Journey said, I think we all just got in a little bit of trouble. Stay home, friends. That is what we are talking about. Let me go ahead and make this just a little bit bigger for you guys. We are looking at road conditions on our ARDOT cameras, and you can see the legend over here, blue mainly of snow-packed roads. And I want to show you here, if you've not ever used this system before, this area right here, I'm going to zoom in and try not to make you guys sick, but we've got areas that it shows accidents. So if you are out and about and you want to know about the road conditions, this will tell you, and if you click on this, it will say, of course, this is Interstate 30, Saline County, mile marker 110, and it will sometimes in the notes area give you more information on that accident, but travel direction is westbound and the lanes impacted the right and the right shoulder. But here's an even better part about this. You can turn on your traffic cameras and get a better perspective as well. We are looking at this mile marker 109. You can see in the background there, snow is continuing to come down very hard. And it's slow going, and it looks like that is a treacherous drive right there on Interstate 30. And we are looking east, so those folks are heading west. But let's take a look here at Jacksonville. Close your eyes. I'm going to zoom the camera. I'm going to do it slowly too, so you guys don't get sick, friends. We don't want that. We're going to look over here in Jacksonville at what we have going on. This is James Street. We are looking north and open that up. Oh, I'm happy to see there's not a lot of people on the roads this morning. That's good in Jacksonville, but looks like we've had some people come through, but the snow is continuing to fall. We're going to go ahead and jump ahead to Central Arkansas so you can see what we have going on in the metro. Let's take a look here at the Capitol. The Capitol is always beautiful, but if we could see it, that's not going to work. So let's go ahead and jump ahead here. Let's go to the river. We'll take a look at Arkansas River Bridge, but we can see the wind is blowing a bit. So, okay, so take a look at this. This is downtown the River Bridge, and luckily there's not a lot of traffic. That is good news, but you can see no matter where you go across the metro, these roads are very treacherous. The snow is continuing to come down, and I know I've harped on this a little bit, but until the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to see some bands come through that are going to provide an additional inch to an inch and a half on top of what we have. So that is really something to think about. I want you to notice here, just saw this. We are looking at on the River Bridge some areas that could have a little bit of ice on it as well. You know that River Bridge, I grew up in Maumelle, so I have been over this River Bridge so many different times, scared to death. It's a dangerous bridge when it snows and it ices. So this is the 430 River Bridge. You can see those lower clouds. Visibility, I was just taking a look at the observation at the airport. We've got 3/4 of a mile of visibility. Wind is around 5 to 7 knots, and that cloud base is right around, we've got one around 1,000 to around 800 feet, so 500 feet actually. So those clouds are low, visibility is reduced, and the snow is continuing to fall, and again, those heavier bands are going to continue to come through. So again, please stay home if you can, have a little fun at home, and we want all of those pictures. We want to hear about all of the fun that you're having, and let ARDOT and of course the linemen and the folks that have to get to work go ahead and get out and about on the roads.
Tracy, thank you so much. This morning with our ARDOT cameras and from viewers like you showing us some amazing images of the snowfall across the state, we're trying to cover as much ground for you as possible.
That is assuming we can find the ground. The point is we are bringing in reinforcements this morning. That means a live appearance from Brooke Buckner on Wake Up Central. Brooke, good morning. Good to see you out in West Little Rock.
Hey, good morning, Karen, Tracy, and Hayden. It's good to be with you guys on this very snowy Friday morning. It is still falling, as you can see. Really big flakes here in West Little Rock. We are along Chenal Parkway here, right across the street from Costco, actually, and there's not a lot of traffic on the roads. The few cars that are out, they're taking it pretty slow for the most part. They're just being extra cautious, especially because there are some little slants, some hills here and there, so just be sure to have a lot of precautions out there if you absolutely have to get out. I understand there are some essential workers that just don't have any other option. They got to get in, or maybe an emergency is happening. So just remember that. Just keep an eye on the roads, and that's what we're here for. We're here to give you these live updates all throughout the morning and really all throughout the day. So let's take a look at how much snow we're actually dealing with here in West Little Rock. I have my handy dandy yardstick for you guys. I love using this. Last night, I don't know if anyone saw this, I used the yardstick a little too early, honestly. It was in the 6 p.m. newscast here on THV11. I was down at the Saline County Courthouse, and I measured a whole half an inch of snow. Yeah,
can I guess? But Brooke, before you do it, can I guess really quick?
Sure, I'm taking guesses. Okay. What do you think it is?
I'm going to go 8 inches.
I'm going with 7.2. And we thank you, by the way,
Okay.
Brooke. The control room says...
They say 9.
9?
Control room says 9.
Oh, now I'm
going
rethinking
8.
mine.
I'm going
okay,
8.
I'm going to be under. It's like Price is Right. Okay,
I love
go
it.
for it, Brooke. Show us what you got.
We'll see about that. We'll see who's right here. Okay. All right. Let's see what we're dealing with.
We want to thank you for this, by the way, because
Oh.
Journey would not
Oh.
touch the snow.
Oh.
This is 5.5 inches.
Oh,
I think I'm the
whoa.
winner because I came the closest.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's
I'll give it to you.
surprising, don't you think? It
Well,
would have
we
been
all
more?
lose because we all went over. If you
Well,
want,
it really depends on what part of the ground you're looking at. I measured earlier.
Uh-oh.
We've lost your microphone
Here in this
for a
spot.
moment.
There we go.
you
Now we got her back.
Brooke, if you would stand up if you can hear us. We're losing your microphone a little bit. Now I think we have you back.
Hey, do you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes,
we got
we
you
do.
now. There we go. There we go.
What were you saying?
Awesome. I guess crouching down messed up the mic. So I was letting you guys know a few feet away earlier, I did put the yardstick in the ground to measure, and it showed up as 5.5 inches. But over here, just behind me, you saw there, it was more than 5.5. It was like 8.5.
Let's
so I guess it really
go.
depends
8.
on what part of the ground you're looking at.
Yeah, it was 8.
Who was the closest?
That's the
room
record.
wins.
That's the
Hayden,
record.
did you say 8?
I said 8. Yeah, no, it's me. It's me. You can't go
Okay.
over. This is Price is Right rules.
We
You can't
can
go
see.
over.
I can see. The
8.
control room can see. It's always
8 right
Hayden.
here.
Hayden's always right. Just accept it.
Okay.
But
Congrats
Yeah.
to you, Hayden, for being always right. You proved yourself to be right again.
And-
Well, yeah, it's
Text
a lot
my
of
wife
snow
and see if
here.
I'm always right.
Thank you for bringing the yardstick, Brooke, because Journey has beautiful nails. She probably just didn't want to get them wet and maybe potentially ruined. But we loved what Journey has shown us this morning, and we love that you're now in West Little Rock giving us a different perspective. We've seen North Little Rock, and now you are where you are, so we'll check in with you a little bit more. At this 8 o'clock hour now, more than 34,000 residents are currently without power. That's grown a little bit in the last hour.
Yeah, we don't like that. Fewer than 9,000 of those are Entergy customers, though. And we are now joined by Heather Kendrick from Entergy Arkansas. She has been with us all morning long from the start. How are we doing, Heather? I know those numbers have ticked up just a little bit as we're looking, but then now we got some daylight, getting those linemen out there, getting to work, and I know they're working hard today.
That's right. We have seen a little bit of an increase in the outages, and I think that's probably to be expected as daylight has come and people may be waking up and realizing that they're out of power. Also, the more people who are on the roads, the more of a risk there are for power outages that come from traffic crashes. So we really just want to encourage everyone to stay home if you can. If you have to get out, of course, just be safe and check your road conditions and things like that. But our line workers are up and ready, so to speak. They are out in the field assessing the damage. We use all kinds of equipment, including a helicopter, to kind of look at what we're dealing with. And then that way our crews can have the correct equipment to get out there and repair the lines or the poles and get power restored back to those counties. Our outages are primarily in Jefferson County and then down in Union County and Calhoun County.
I'm curious, Heather, the equipment that they have in their trucks, if it is a power line that's down because of a car accident or one that is because of heavy snow, do they carry with them what they need for the different scenarios that happen?
Yes, they absolutely do. In fact, that was part of our winter preparations this week, is to double check all the trucks to make sure that they have that standard equipment necessary for most repair work and projects that they'll do in the field. Really, the only time they need specialized equipment is for access or, if something is just really unusual. So we kind of deal with longer restoration times during the winter sometimes just because of the road conditions. And then anytime there's an outage and the damage is in someone's backyard or through a gate or something like that, then sometimes they have to have different machinery in order to access those lines.
I really do want to give folks a really good perspective of how hard all these folks are working on these. So their shifts, how long are they working? Are they out there all day, all night? I mean, they are doing everything they can in their power to get this power back up for so many different folks. But I mean, they are working hours on hours on hours.
They absolutely are. And we do have safety protocols in place that limit the number of hours that they work after a certain amount of time. But this is an all hands on deck situation. So even if folks were coming off their shift, they will end up working this event in some capacity, perhaps after a break. But yes, if you think about, like most of us will work and then we'll go home, or we'll get to stay at home or work from home. But when events like this happen, they're not thinking, oh, I'm going to build a snowman with my family. They are actually thinking, do I have all my equipment in my truck, putting the chains on the tires of the truck and getting out there, because they know that some people don't have heat and it's very cold outside, and we want to make sure that we restore the power as quickly as we can for our customers.
Heather, how does this compare to, say, a storm, like a tornado? Is it better to have a snow event? Is it easier to repair quicker?
Yes, other than just doing your work in the cold, which, as you can imagine, they'll need more insulated gloves rather than just the standard ones that protect from the current. But snow is our friend. Ice and sleet, not so much, because that can accumulate on power lines if it gets more than 1/4 of an inch. So snow is definitely better than ice, and it really is better than a tornado, because you just don't see that widespread swath of damage that comes through an area.
I do have a little bit of a personal question, Heather. In fact, I saw this. I was doing live coverage of the March 31st tornado just a few years ago, and I saw something so amazing. These linemen doing incredible work. They're working their tails off, and so many folks were bringing them snacks, bringing them food, bringing them drinks, anything in between. Can I encourage the folks, hey, if you see them, whip up some cookies, take it to them. I mean, they need snacks. They're working hard. Yeah.
That is really nice. And yes, they really are out there working tirelessly. And any interview or conversations that I've had with line workers, they really consider it, they're calling it in a service to customers. And so I'm with you, Hayden. I love the heartwarming, notes that you see from kids when we've done these big storm restorations, like after hurricanes. And I'm sure they would appreciate some hot chocolate, a bottle of water, any kind of sweet treats today.
Oh, everything in between. We love it. Heather, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. We so appreciate it. You've been with us all morning long, informing our Kansans. And again, we hope many of them get their power back on as soon as possible. Thank you so much.
Crossed. Absolutely.
Well, good morning, friends. We are all waking up to some snow this morning, and no matter where you are, and we do have that THV11 weather impact alert. It is for today, all day. That impact, of course, being that winter storm warning, anywhere from 7 to 12 inches of snow plus. Yeah, we have the plus on there still possible. The hazardous travel, we've been talking about the roads all morning. If you can stay home, that is the biggest thing. Just stay home today if you can. We've got ARDOT out there, we've got the linemen out there, and then of course those essential workers that have to get back and forth to work, keeping us all safe. And so icy trees and power lines haven't been too big of an issue, but as we know, we are still seeing some power outages across the state. But the biggest thing is, if you do have to get out and about, go slow. Go ahead and take a look at our drive and iDrive, and you can just see exactly what you're going to encounter and protect those people, pipes, and pets. It's so important. The biggest thing we can do is take care of each other, and us staying off the roads helps take care of those that have to be out there so they can get back home to their families. So looking at this 3-hour radar loop, we are at 30 degrees in central Arkansas, a few 20s to our north, and we're seeing right above freezing in the Pine Bluff area. They've had, you can see that mixed precipitation there, and it's causing some travel impacts on the roads. Very, very dicey in Pine Bluff and Jefferson County. Moving in just a little bit, you can see these darker blue bands continuing to pass through. We are looking at some potential accumulation, still significant at times. Now, these bands that are coming through have the potential for giving us anywhere from 1 inch to 1.5 inches per hour through 9 a.m. this morning. So we're still seeing, hopefully, some of the last of these push through, but I want to get out of the way here. When we're looking at central Arkansas, a lot of that has started to push into the eastern area, and we are seeing that mixed precipitation to our south, but still a few of those moving through Russellville. Don't look quite as heavy, but heavy nonetheless. We're going to still see some additional accumulation totals. This is our live snow seeker, and this takes out all of the rainfall for the most part and really focuses on that snow, the heavier snow. And now anything you see that is the dark blue, the orange, or the pink, that is the heaviest of the snow. And those are those heavier bands that we were talking about. We just saw that him pushing through Little Rock and pushing into eastern Arkansas. and backing up again around the Russellville area. Just to the south of the metro, we've got a nice band that moved over Benton and Interstate 30, and again continuing and about to push over into Jefferson County. Might start to dry out just a little bit as we're heading through there, but as those temperatures continue to fall this morning, even in Pine Bluff area, you could start to see some of that transition to some snow, then that wintry mix. So let's talk about this winter storm warning. This is valid until 6 p.m. tonight. Now, that's not to say that everything's going to be great after 6 p.m. tonight. This is just the impacts of any additional snow that is heading our way. But travel is going to be impacted, and that's why we have that THV11 weather impact alert all day today. And I'm curious to think that we might even talk about that for tomorrow morning as well, because we're going to have a refreeze, and that means we're going to start to see those dicey conditions tomorrow morning too. Here's some snow totals that we have found and that have been sent in. Now these we're looking to update these. Simone is working behind the scenes as we're getting snow totals to update things. But I was looking here in New Point, we've got 5.5 inches. I'm reading from our National Weather Service chat here. Van Buren, we are looking at 9 inches, 9 inches in Morrilton, Conway County, and Delight, which is Pike County, 5.5. So across the state as a whole, except for southern Arkansas, everyone's seeing some significant snowfall and talking about today that THV11 weather impact alert. Just the best thing you can do today is stay home and just enjoy the day. If you can, even if you're not a kid, get out there and enjoy it. Take a walk. The winds are fairly calm, so it's kind of nice to get out there. It's not bone-chilling cold. Just make sure you layer up. But we could see that heavier snow as we're heading again into that 9 o'clock hour through central Arkansas. Significant accumulation still could happen. Again, we're going to start to round up some updated totals for you, but we're going to see that snow linger at least through the early afternoon. Clouds will persist all day long, so we are going to start to see maybe a little bit of melting on the roads, but only because of ARDOT doing their jobs, that the side roads are still going to be a bit of a mess. But then tonight we're going to start to see those clouds push out of here, and the skies are going to start to be a little bit clearer. That means we're going to start to see those temperatures drop. Now this is Saturday. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, we're going to be in the 20s. You can see a few more clouds that are going to start to push in, and we're going to have a little sunshine tomorrow, but a bit of a change in the direction of the wind, so that's going to be nice, and we're looking for a high in the mid-30s, but I think we're still going to have a lot of snow on the ground nonetheless. So let's talk about some timing here real quick. This morning, we are looking around 8 a.m. this morning, about 25 minutes ago, that heavier band pushing through, and again, we're going to continue to see that through the 9 a.m. hour. By 1 o'clock this afternoon, we will finally start to see that snow trail off just a little bit, and then we're going to see things get a little bit better, but those clouds are going to persist and keep things nice and cold, and a bit of clearing overnight, and then we're going to see those temperatures drop. But tomorrow again, we're looking for some sunshine to make its way to us, but starting out very cold, and that means we're going to see that refreeze. But by Sunday, we're going to start to see a nice thawing happen. We're looking for a high of 42, and the morning will be a little bit warmer, not much, but we've got some nice warmer weather headed our way, and we're going to talk about that in my 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Tracy, thank you so much. As always, THV11 viewers do a great job of showing us their videos, and we've already had one snowman, too?
Yep, I think one so far. Would love to see more. Would love to see more. Keep sending them in. Videos, pictures, all the above. Text is 501-376-1111. We're calling this our pup day with pics of our four-legged friends. All right, let's take it away. What do we got here? Woo, Heber Springs. Oh, my goodness gracious. That's Miss Trixie. Yeah, Miss Trixie's not liking the snow. Tracy,
happy.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, Miss Trixie's like, okay, it's time to go in. I'm
done. She is cute, though. That sweater's darling.
It is. This is Maverick, Thor McGarbin.
Oh, he looks like a pro.
What a great name.
Yeah, I love that name. That is a very fancy name. 10.5 inches there. Wow. That's a lot.
And not taller than the dog.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm a little concerned we might lose.
Where's
little Maverick there.
Hayden?
I don't know.
Stetson
He's
out
probably
there.
asleep.
Have
He's
your
probably
wife
asleep.
Get Tanner now.
No.
Go on and get Stetson out there in the
On the
snow.
other hand, old Stevie June here in Sherwood is having a big time. Look at that.
That's a case of the zoomies for sure.
That's right. It looks like there's a ball there in Stevie June's mouth, and having a great time.
Yeah, a little sweater too.
Those sweaters are so cute.
Oh,
this
what a
is serious.
beautiful dog.
That's a portrait. Look at that.
What a beautiful dog.
Yeah, that's in Lake Hamilton Hot Springs. It's Trudy Smith and a dog right there.
Bogey.
That sweet baby is Bogey.
Oh,
Bogey
man.
is very
Bogey
fancy.
and McCall. Oh, wow, handsome. North Little Rock. What is this dog?
What is it?
Look at the trail. Little path.
Yeah, sometimes you have to make a little trail for them, and I know a lot of folks will even like lay a tarp so they can go out and do their business.
Oh, here's Finnegan waiting on the snow to fall yesterday. Oh, okay. Well, Misty from Benton, please, we've got to now see Finnegan out in it.
Anybody seen Finnegan this morning?
Uh-oh, where is Finnegan?
Finnegan.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. We've got Hattieville, Arkansas, Gary Campbell. Now, this pup has had some fun in the snow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Got
Nose
a muzzle
deep.
full.
Nose deep. Just going to town.
Nose deep.
Absolutely.
It's
Oh, look, I was like, I thought these were dog pictures. The dog's in the coat.
It's one Chihuahua
camo.
deep in West
It
Conway.
matches.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add that to my measurements quotas there.
Hey, 9 inches in equipment.
And
Hey, that's,
where's the dog? It's all the snow.
Yeah.
that's like a face plow. I mean,
I
he just
think-
went nose deep.
Yeah, I think they had a little fun there. And there's Pepper from Hot Springs.
Oh, beautiful dog.
That is very pretty.
Up on
Our
the bench
last
too. That's
one.
impressive. Up on the table. That's amazing. Oh wow, this has been a lot of fun seeing all your pictures. Hey, keep sending them in. I just posted on my Facebook page too. You can go to mine at Hayden Balgibby on Facebook. Leave a comment. We love to see these snow pictures. Again, it's tough when we talk about these road conditions, and we're going to get to those conditions in just a minute. But, you know, I saw a great quote from someone the other day. It said, listen, if you can't have fun in the snow, then what can you have fun with? So take a little time.
Yes, I do have some fun if you safely can.
Yes.
And we do want to get to the roads. That is important. We have a live look actually from Hot Spring County where take a look. It is at a standstill, and it's been this way for hours. This is trucks simply trying to get across America or across Arkansas to deliver goods, do their jobs. Best advice of all, stay off the roads today and let the city, the county, the state, and the companies get to moving where they need to be and getting rid of the snow. 8 to 10 miles, we're told
Crazy.
that backup is.
Man, that is unbelievable
has
too.
been
And it's
for
what we've been seeing
hours.
all morning. I mean,
Right.
and it's still snowing for the record too.
Right. One accident, we're told that usually a car will go off the road. That then has a trickle-down effect where then traffic backs up then you get the miles in there.
For sure. Well, ARDOT's been working very hard this morning. In fact, we got a chance to talk to Dave Parker a little bit earlier. He is rejoining us this morning. So, Dave, when we talked, I know it was a mess out there. Are we doing a little bit better? But as we just saw from our live cam in Hot Spring County, you know, it's a mess still. Nothing
One
we can do.
accident's all it takes.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall we're doing better. Our goal is to have that one passable lane in each direction, you know, across the interstates and highways by this afternoon. It's only going to happen through hard work and plowing, and then hoping that the snowfall eventually stops. You know, if I can soapbox for a moment, yeah, you know, I don't think people understand in Arkansas, it is extremely important for us to be able to have truck traffic moving across this state. The economic impact impacts the entire country. So please, if you don't have to get out, stay at home and let people who need to get out there, truck drivers moving freight, for example, do their job. You know, one little accident, as you see, can back up things for everyone.
That we have seen that all morning long, Dave, unfortunately, and looking at the roadways from ARDOT's vantage point of the map, it does look like multiple incidents. Are they getting cleared, or are you finding new ones? How are the roads progressing as people travel this morning?
Interstate 30 has been a bit of a problem, you know. You know, a lot of times it's not necessarily an accident, but someone sliding off the roadway, but still somewhat in traffic, and people behind them, as they should, slow down, and then you've got the backup right away. So, you know, again, if you must get out, please make sure you are prepared to get caught up in some backup, because it could happen. Make sure you've got plenty of gas and your phone is charged, definitely. But it's going to be this way for the rest of this morning. And then our goal this afternoon is to hit the primary roads, make those a little passable better, possibly even hit some of the secondary roads, and then night will come, refreeze will happen, and then Saturday things look even better. So slow and steady is going to win this race.
Dave, we're actually taking a look at the map right now, and I mean, the majority of the state is completely covered in snow. I know ice is a problem in the southern part of the state too. You mentioned that refreeze. What do you guys do as soon as that comes to, past tonight when it gets to 18, 19 degrees? What do you guys do to plan ahead to going into Saturday morning when you do know that it is going to refreeze?
Well, we do have de-icing materials. We're not putting them down now because we're still plowing it.
Sure.
That wouldn't make sense. But once we get down to where we can see the pavement a little bit, we can put de-icing materials down, and it activates, or they activate, and starts creating that slush, that churn, as I call it. Then we can kind of push that away a little bit. But even that, we're not perfect at it. Even that, some of that's going to refreeze. So Saturday morning is going to be kind of tough. I think it's getting colder Saturday morning, and then by noon Saturday, barely above freezing, but a little bit of sunshine. A little bit of sunshine helps us a lot.
Well, it's not going to help a lot. I know with the refreezing going on Saturday morning. Could you tell maybe somebody watching this morning where I understand they're at their house, like, when are they going to get down here? Those secondary roads. How do you guys prioritize what your kind of plan is? Do you go interstates, and then obviously in Little Rock, people think like Cantrell, they think Markham, they think Mississippi. Just where your guys' plan of attack is, what you hit first, and then kind of trickle down from there.
Here in Little Rock, we hit Interstate 30, 40, 430, 630. We try to make sure our strike team, which is our extra unit of snow plows and personnel, they're focused on Interstate 40, Little Rock over to Memphis, again, thinking moving freight, moving people. That's our focus area. And then we back off into the secondary roads, the Cantrells of the world, Highway 10, that's very important. And then the city and county, they've got their role in this as well. Those crews, they do an excellent job. So we all kind of work in tandem. But, it's the more heavily traveled, I don't want to say more important roads. Every road is important, but just roads that are going to get more traffic, we hit first, and that's the way it is.
And Dave, finally on supplies, Arkansas typically gets maybe 2 or 3 of these types of storms per season. Are you having to dig into any future supplies, or are you still maintaining what you have and had ready for this?
Well, anyone who knows me knows I'm a numbers guy. So we started with 85,000 cubic yards of salt. This storm will probably consume 15 to 18,000 cubic yards of salt statewide. So we're going to cut in about 1/5 of our supply. And, I think we have a good 2, 3, 4 of these type of incidents, not necessarily a statewide storm, but we're going to hit more of these. We're not even into February yet. So we will regroup. I'm sure our state maintenance engineer folks are already thinking, okay, we're going to need to replenish what we're losing or using out there, and we'll put the call in to get more supplies, and we'll be okay. We are better now at supplies and manpower thanks to our Highway Commission and people seeing that we've got to be prepared for this. 10 years ago we were not as prepared, but now we are. So we're in good shape.
That's reassuring. Good to know.
Well, and if I'm a betting man, I'm telling you, I don't think we've seen the end of snowfall this season.
No, probably not.
Yeah, that's for sure. We know we're going to get a few of these.
Sure.
We'll see you again then, Dave. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
You just talk about these roads. Golly, I think, we talk about the linemen too, and they're working really hard.
I know.
These ARDOT workers too. I mean, when we tell you and really preach it home, please, if you don't got to go anywhere, don't go anywhere. Stay at home. Help them out.
The more clear the roads are, the faster they can get the work done for the people who need it. Now we want to go back out live to West Little Rock. Brooke Buckner is joining us this morning on Wake Up Central. It's great to have you, Brooke, on Wake Up Central as we continue our extended coverage. Give us an idea of what you're seeing. You're out in that Chenal area. What is the snow like there?
Hey you guys, yes, it's good to be with you this morning. The snow is still coming down, as you guys have been talking about all morning. It's really accumulating here. I had my yardstick out just a few minutes ago, and it depends on where you measure. Honestly, I know Hayden said, I'm betting on 8 inches, and in one area he was right, but then over a few feet away, it was 6 inches. So it just really depends on where you're at. I guess maybe the more open space you're at, the more accurate it's going to be. But let's take a look at Chenal Parkway. It's pretty much a ghost town out here. I saw one person on foot walking by. Maybe they have to get some groceries. I'm not even sure if the grocery stores are open. Looks like they are not, but anyway, as you can see, it is a ghost town out here. There have been a few cars since I've been out this morning. We started about 8 o'clock. I've seen 2 ambulances drive by, so that's a little concerning, but they are able to make their way through, which is important, obviously. But yeah, the few cars that have been traveling, they've been taking it nice and slow, which is recommended, obviously, if you absolutely have to get out. So I know all week we've been talking about, well, what kind of snow are we going to get when it comes? Well, it's here, and it's the wet kind of snow, and I'll show you why that's good for sledding, building snowmen, building a snowball. Let's just see how easy it is. This stuff is really compact. You can make it a really good snowball to pelt at somebody. If somebody's made you mad recently, now is a good chance to get your revenge on them, whatever it may be. This is a good little snowball here. It doesn't fall apart as much as the dry, powdery snow. Maybe I don't have the best gloves for it, but anyway, point proven. You can throw these snowballs at anyone. Good for snowball fights. I'm sure that all the kids out there are going to have some snowball fights. Maybe build some little snow forts, things of that sort. I know as a kid I loved making snow angels, which you might, if you're lucky, you might see me do one. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and stay tuned on Wake Up Central all morning long for updates on the roads, updates on this snowfall that just doesn't seem to stop. I'll send things back over to you guys for now.
Yeah, Journey commented that it doesn't feel like it's that cold. It's not down in the teens, and the wind chill's the wind's not blowing that hard, so it's not in a low 1-digit wind chill. Would you say it's closer to the freezing point? Does it feel a little bit more comfortable of a snow to be out in?
Honestly, yes, it does. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm not shivering out here. I'm not going to say I'm comfortable by any means, but I am not shivering. Last night, I did some live shots last night, and I was just, I think yesterday around 1 is when I felt the coldest personally, and that's before the snow even came, so that doesn't really make much sense to me, but hey. I know that Journey was the one talking about science. Don't expect science from me.
There you go.
Well, you've got the ruler.
Well, we did just see some traffic kind of picking up right behind you as cars are coming and going. Again, if you can, we've been preaching all morning, please stay off the roads if you're going down Chanel Parkway, or if you got to get groceries, whatever. I understand that point too, but you know, Brooke, it's been one of those storms, and hey, your dad knows better than anybody what it's like to cover these events. I'm just curious how you're liking the snow this morning.
I'm enjoying it, honestly. Getting out in it, driving on the roads, it's a little scary, I'll admit. You just got to be really careful and take it slow. I know we've been saying that all morning long, but it's true. If you don't take it slow, if you turn too fast, whatever it may be, you could be fishtailing, and that's not a situation you want to be in. I've seen some cars in the ditches, and I just can't imagine what they're going through right now. It's scary, and you know, you could hit other cars and injure people. So yeah, the best advice is just stay off of the roads.
Your day can take a turn in an instant. No,
Heather said it too. Knock out power.
Yes,
you know, you can knock out a power line. We can't have that at all. You know, it's been quite a morning. The snow continuing to come down. I mean, is it snowing really hard? I'm trying to see through your live shot here. It still looks like it's coming down pretty good, though.
It is. It's a steady snow, and the flakes aren't as thick and chunky as they were last night. If Bree's zooming in on my gloves here, they're black, so it picks them up. It's just a steady snowfall here in West Little Rock, and we're probably at the 6-inch mark, I'd say, here. So, and it's adding more to it. The ground is thick. I know we tried to, on purpose, get some tire tracks around this parking lot that we're in so that we could get out a little bit easier, because it was untouched when we showed up today. Most of these parking lots here along Chanel Parkway are untouched, as you can see now. So,
and that means
I will be trying to do a snow angel here shortly.
I love that. I love that. Hey, would you please tell Bree, you know I love him, tell Bree that he needs to do a snow angel as well. He has to.
He has to.
Now, folks,
you get it on video.
Bree Conyers is our chief photographer, and he's shaking no. He's shaking no. Bree Conyers, he's our chief photographer. He's our chief photographer. We have been on many trips together, from Fayetteville to Omaha to Texas, everywhere in between. Bree, if you loved me as a friend, you would do a snow angel. Come on.
It's on.
Come on,
Bree, the pressure.
He's standing here smiling. That's a no from him.
He's laughing a lot. He's just excited to go to Eat It Up next week too, because he's been joining on us. Ask Bree, how was the barbecue on Eat It Up last week? Let me ask you that at 3 Sam's. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
He's gonna shake the camera. Yes.
Yeah.
I still dream about it.
Wow.
He still dreams about it.
About it.
How much would you love Three Sam's barbecue right now, Bree, standing in that snow?
Hey, now. Well, Brooke,
Honestly, that sounds pretty good.
Doesn't it? Oh my gosh, it sounds amazing.
We're glad you guys are safe. You picked a safe spot. You're off the street, off the roads. We can see behind you some of the main areas that look like they are not being traveled right now, and that's the best news of all. But get warm, and we'll check in with you a little bit later, and we'll see if we can. Oh, now we've got Journey Taylor to join us. Brooke and Journey. Now we are complete on Wake Up Central. Our knockout.
What time is
team.
it? 8:40. It's woken up Central now. We've woken
Yes,
up now.
woken up
8:45.
Central.
All right, Journey, how we doing? How we doing in North Little Rock?
And Brooke, say hi to Journey. Journey, say hi to Brooke.
Yeah, I hope.
Hey, Journey.
Hi, Brooke.
Go ahead,
Listen,
Journey.
keep Brooke in this box. I have something to say while all of us are still on TV. Brooke, you're showing out. Stop doing, you're doing a lot of work for me, okay? It's making me look bad, Brooke, okay? You guys have to understand you're talking to the daughter of a meteorologist. You're talking to the daughter of a meteorologist. So no, I don't like to be in the snow. I don't want to be out here.
You don't want to ruin your beautiful name.
I don't want to be out here.
You're the one doing science. I'm out here just showing what we got.
Molecules.
Hey, you're impressing them more than I am.
This is a wonderful time to remind our viewing audience this morning. We are on until 10 a.m. right here on THV11 and THV11 Plus, and that means Journey Taylor is in North Little Rock until 10 a.m. And then, of course, got to pack up the gear as well. Journey, is it coming down even harder in North Little Rock? I can't tell.
Yeah, if you've noticed, I keep looking down. I'm trying to get it off of my eyelashes and my face. It is starting to come down a bit. Yes, as a reminder, we're going until 10, but let me remind you that I've been out here, me and my photographer, JY, have been out here since 5 a.m. So we've been going for a little minute. So I'm trying to just reserve a lot of energy just to make sure I can make it through and that I'm not overly cold, you know? And so I can tell you, I do have one hand out. It's not about the nails. I just don't want to be wet and cold. And I'm feeling comfortable. I'm feeling decent out here in this winter wonderland. Again, we're out here in North Little Rock along I-40, just not too far from the I-30, I-40 interchange where it's very close together. And it's been decent. We're getting a little bit of traffic. Of course, they've been asking everybody to stay off the roads. But we've been seeing cars, of course, commerce when it comes to trucks and truck trailers and all of that. Here comes one now. They have to keep going. Oh, John, can you see this up here? Let me see if I can get us to point up here. I don't know if we're taking a break along JFK on this overpass here, or we're actually stuck, but we know this is a thing ARDOT has talked about. Yes, the roads will be clear, but when it comes to those overpasses, they're much slicker. I actually just noticed that once I turned around. So we have a tractor trailer here stuck in its place. I can't see if the hazard lights are on because the bridge is blocking it, but you just want to take your time if you have to get out. But more importantly, just don't get out if you don't have to. Here's a little show and tell for you. Karen, this is for you. I'm going to put my one finger, because it's not about my nails. I'm a little bougie. I'm not that bougie, though. I'm going to put my one finger in the snow just for you, and it's cold, okay? I don't have to do too much. It's deep out here. This is my ankles. We're up to my ankles. Here's a boot for you. It's pretty deep. Oh, I'm actually kind of falling a little bit. And see, I don't want to fall in the snow. I really don't. I'm not a snow girl, I promise you. I'd rather be on the beach or back in my home where the heat is on, okay? I think we're dealing with about 8 inches, close to a foot out here in North Little Rock. But again, traffic is moving fine. We hear about a lot of stalled cars. We've seen a lot of stalled cars exactly on JFK too. So those side roads are nothing to play with, nothing to joke about. And listen, if you want to see the snow, just look at the snow from outside. Don't drive around town to see this. It's a lot of snow out here. I'm actually kind of concerned about how me and JY are going to get back to the station and then get home. But slowly but surely wins the race. Karen and Hayden, I don't know if you guys have any more questions, but hey, maybe here in 30 minutes, for those who are just waking up, I'll do that molecule scientific study for you guys so you can understand how salt brine works.
Hey, listen, Jody, I envy your nails. I just want to say, in all due respect, I don't want you to ruin them. But hey, it does look like it's coming down, and you've given us a lot of common sense tips that folks really should know anyway, but it never hurts repeating. So thank you for staying out there, you and JY, all morning long.
I will come get you if I have to.
You will be
taken care of. You've been busting your tail all morning.
Yes.
I will come get you if I have to. I'll be there in a flash. Well, maybe not a flash. It may take a minute, but I'll be there.
Be careful, be safe, and we'll check in with you a little bit later. All right, now.
I love Journey Taylor.
She
I love her.
is one of a
I love her.
kind.
You know,
Love
I didn't
to
tell
have
you know.
Brooke on our morning
Our
show,
parent company has affiliates in Minneapolis. If you were ever interested in doing an assignment at Minnesota, if you want to do a little snow church one day. She hates the snow.
Oh, she hates the snow. She
hates
the cold. It's the
She
cold.
hates it.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, beaches are
know.
good. Beaches are a good thing. And right now, it'd be nice to be at one, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go to Tracy, who's not at a beach. She's
What's the
in
temperature
garden.
in Tampa Bay? Yeah, what's the temperature in Tampa, Tracy?
Warmer than here, that's for sure.
Hang on, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Okay.
Hang on, Tampa Bay.
That's not
You
fair.
want to guess now? Anybody want to guess what the temperature is in Tampa Bay?
78.
It is. Give me a second. It's 54.
Oh.
Whoa.
Still warmer than here.
Still warmer
It's
than
the
here. Yeah.
southern front.
Wow, 54.
Yeah, we are seeing one of those bands come through. The clouds are a bit lower. We've got reduced visibility, and again, the snow is still falling. It's beautiful out here in the weather garden. So I don't know if some of you know, I grew up watching THV11. I've talked about this when I came back full time here. I used to sit in my grandparents' living room and watch, and then they had the weather garden, and it was just one of the coolest things in the world. So, you know, this is kind of a full circle moment for me here to be in the weather garden, doing what I love to do and measuring snow for you. How fantastic is that? So let me just say, I wish I had an area that was a little more open and a level area, but I'm going to go ahead and measure it here in the weather garden on our bench and see what we have. So going to go ahead and take a look. So we have about 7.5 inches here in the weather garden, and I think it may be just a little bit more if we moved in more of an open area. We have a wall right here that could have kind of messed with these totals just a little bit, but that's about right, between 7.5 and 8 inches of snow in the downtown area. So there's lots out there, and again, so important to stay off the roads today. It's certainly very, very dangerous out there, and we need to make sure we are staying out of the way for ARDOT and for the linemen and for those essential workers that are out there. But it is absolutely fantastic out here. I'm really enjoying it, and again, it's really fun to be here and talking about this with you guys here in the THV11 weather garden. So taking a look at our impact alert, we are continuing to have this in effect for all day today. The winter storm warning does expire tonight from the National Weather Service around 6 o'clock, but we're going to continue to see those temperatures falling, and also that snow continuing to fall today, and that's going to make things just a little bit more dangerous as we're heading into the overnight hours. Now, again, today those roads are already dangerous out there. Taking off my coat and my hat there so I can get over here. Now I'm ready. So we're going to talk about this all day today. That impact, of course, being that winter storm warning, 7 to 12 inches of snow, and we've got that little plus there. Amina had 14 inches so far. We've still got the snow falling out there in those heavier bands, and we're going to show you that in just a second. But travel is definitely hazardous. We've got a bit of a few power outages. We didn't have quite the ice event here in central Arkansas, but in southern Arkansas, especially Jefferson County, their roads are seeing lots of trouble this morning. So make sure we're just checking on each other. Protect people, pipes, and pets. So again, if you're having to get out today, take with you something to drink, something to eat, some blankets, charged phone. Let somebody know when you leave. Let somebody know when you get there, because we are having some areas, like you saw earlier, that the accidents are blocking the roads and you're just at a standstill, and that could be for hours. And so as these heavier bands coming through, this isn't going to get any better anytime soon. So stay home and enjoy it. But we are going to see a few more bands pushing through here, bringing that heavier snow out there in the weather garden, those nice flakes out there. 30 degrees in central Arkansas. As we're looking at all of this, again, that darker blue is what we are checking out. Again, passing through right now, right on top of us, and we're starting to see some of that impact the eastern areas as well, and pushing through Pine Bluff. So they are at that freezing mark, so they're probably still seeing a little bit of a mixed area, but they could see a few flakes as well, especially if the temperatures drop for them just a little bit. That could transition for them. But out to our west, Russellville area, moving into Hot Springs, starting to see some of those heavier bands as well south of the metro. And now this is our live snow seeker. This takes all of the frozen precipitation, as far as like the freezing rain, the sleet, out of the picture here, and it really focuses on the snow. Anywhere you see this darker blue, orange, or pink, that is going to be the heavier snow that we're really looking at. So let's look at those bands. It kind of correlates really well, pushing through central Arkansas and to the south, about to come through Sheridan. Starting to see some of that again in Pine Bluff. I think their temperatures are playing with them a little bit, but also seeing that that there in Lone Oak as well. Backing up just a little bit, southern part of the metro, just passed over the Interstate 30 and starting to see, and we saw some big backups there. But Danville, Russellville, moving into Perryville, Conway, starting to see some of those heavier rounds of those bands. So we are talking about that winter storm warning that is in effect until 6 p.m. tonight, but that just means the potential for that heavier snow. You have to have a certain criteria for this. Now we may meet some, but not all, which is why it's expiring this evening. But we are still looking at some very dangerous weather continuing into the evening hours, and in tomorrow morning we were refreezing, unfortunately. These are the snow reports that we have. This is in the last hour. We were trying to change it up just a little bit here. Thank you very much, Simone, for doing that for me. Fanny, which is in Montgomery, just shy of 10. We're looking in Garland County, 9.5. Morrilton, Conway, 9 inches. Sylvan Hills, which is in Pulaski, 9 inches. And Worcester, which is in Faulkner County, that's 8.5. So again, we're all seeing lots of snowfall from this and continuing to see accumulation continue at least for the next hour or so. Hopefully we're getting most of those bands out of here producing that really heavy snowfall, and it's just more moderate at this point. But we're going to keep an eye on it for you. We're here till 10 o'clock this morning, and we're going to keep an eye on it. And then Tom and Nathan are coming in, and again, Simone's helping me in the background there, updating social media and some of these graphics. And so very much a fantastic team effort. But today we're going to start to see that snow dissipate just a little bit as we're heading into the afternoon hours. Could see a few flurries as well, but overall we're going to be stuck at home today, friends. So make the best of it. Send those pictures to us. Let's have a little fun. We can stay off the roads and make sure those people that need to be out there can get by.
All right.
Thank you, Tracy.
Just like the snow, we are buried in photos. Literally hearing the numbers this morning. Oh my gosh, what, like 1,000 text messages?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Hey, not too early or too late to get to 2,000. 501-376-1111. Send us a text. We're looking for some beautiful snow shots right now. Let's take a look at some of these.
Show us your
this
pets,
morning.
your animals,
oh, look at
your children,
that's
yourself.
My mom's house. That's my mom's house. That's my mom's house.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, that's my mom's house.
Oh,
yeah, she's got the big bird sculpture. Yeah.
Oh, how cool.
The Leawood Library, right? Yeah, that's my mom's house.
That is absolutely phenomenal. Thank you, Jane.
We even got some hugs and kisses there. Thank you, Jane.
What do we have next?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's beautiful. In
Russellville.
Yeah.
It is in Russellville. Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah, that's one of the great places that where I live too, out in Ferndale area. We have just a little bit of property, and so we always have deer out. It's just gorgeous.
It's lovely. Oh, from Atkins. I love the Atkins area. Thank you for sending this in. The trees look so Christmassy, festive, and when you're not out on the road, you're safe and you can just take it in and enjoy it.
That's a nice area to go for a walk today with the winds not being too terribly bad.
Right, the
just go out and enjoy it. Yeah, just bundle up and go out and have a good walk.
We have tons of these folks.
How many calendars and screensavers are getting made today?
Maybe we need to think about that. I like that idea, actually. This is Steve and Linda Adams.
So Cleveland County, 6.5 inches. All right. Who else do
when
we
you
have
get to
next?
Sugarloaf on boat today. No, I'm just kidding.
Good luck.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Bruce Ferry.
All right, this is my backyard in Russellville, and a heavy snow has started up again. Thank you, Barbara Dunn Hughes. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It is. These are all you guys either have great phones or you're really good photographers.
All right, so far.
Where is that? Whitehall.
Yeah, 1.5 to 2 inches of sleet and snow mix here. It sounds and feels like a snow cone.
Oh yeah, we know that sound.
It just started really snowing. So that's Nathan and Lori White in Whitehall.
We hope they get more snow than ice.
Yes.
We don't want them getting the
and
ice or the
don't forget about snow ice cream. We haven't talked about that.
Snow ice cream?
Yeah, we got to do that.
You could make some out of that in Alexander.
We could.
Thank you, Donna.
I put my ice cream out in the snow to keep it cold. We'll go with that.
That's funny. You could keep cold out in this snow.
Yeah.
Do we have any more? Come on, guys. We have a million you sent in. All right.
Holly Chisholm in Little Rock. Beautiful.
Ooh, it looks like a tree farm in a way.
You know, Southern Arkansas didn't get a lot of this snow, and I don't know if they're happy or mad about it.
It's 9 inches and still falling
from
Sharon and Russellville. That gives you an idea of just how much coverage that area has seen.
Beautiful look at the snow in my neighborhood in Jacksonville. Hope everyone is staying warm and safe. Adriana Cooperwood.
You could tell me this was the set of a Star Wars movie, and I'd believe you with the photos we're getting this morning. I mean, this is like a frozen planet.
Really? Oh, the cardinals.
Cardinals.
Out
Oh, that's
in
beautiful.
County.
Beautiful.
And the feeder. Thank you for feeding the birds, those of you who do.
Yeah, that's
my
a
mom does that, and,
Yeah.
and it's wonderful because you get to see the color, the dichotomy of the color of say a cardinal against the backdrop of a gray sky and snow. It's beautiful.
All right, this is from the Michael family in Haskell.
Little
Benton.
pond in the
Yeah.
distance, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Maybe do some skating.
Yeah, hopefully everyone's able to get out and have a little fun in this today. I hope so.
Lane Barns in the Macon area. Looks like a few inches there too. Yeah, measurable snow is what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, it's always the
that's lovely.
birdhouses and the trees too that look
yeah,
amazing.
the wood. Yes, when it gets covered with
It's northern
snow.
White County. Yeah.
And those
Gotcha.
trees.
In Gilbert, Arkansas, it's still snowing and birds are hungry
Aw.
and going out to feed
Oh,
the
sure.
little creatures. And that's from
Thank
Susie.
you, Susie.
That tree is gorgeous. Look
We
at
have
that.
one more folks for you, we think.
My father-in-law's texting me right now. He's sending his photos.
He's sending get his
Steve,
photo in.
501-376-1111. I promise we'll get it on there.
This is North Little Rock, where our Journey Taylor has been with JY this morning. Her photographer showing us. Is this this area?
No, I mean North Little Rock. Hey, I was going to tell you though, if anybody is watching and lives near the old mill, go to the old mill and take some good photos of that, because I would love to see some pictures of the old mill in North Little Rock.
Is
That
so
would be
gorgeous on its
that would be
own.
great if we could see that.
That's
We have
always
one
pretty.
more from
Yeah.
Bald Knob. Thanks for sending this in down in up over in the White County area, folks. The Mezan, I'm not saying it right. Anyway, there's
I
a
think the
frozen pond equipment.
Bulldog's probably going to be closed today. Probably can't. I don't know if the Bulldog's open in Bald Knob
Do
today
not go
or
on
not.
that ice though. Just
Oh, no.
just FYI. That's a frozen pond and it is gorgeous. But
I love these. I love
be
these.
safe.
Oh, I love them so much. Thank you so much again. 501-376-1111. Keep sending them in. We are starting another fresh hour here on Wake Up Central as we roll along until 10 a.m.
Wake Up Central starts now with the THV11 weather impact alert.
Good morning. It is 9:01, and whether you call it a winter wonderland or snowmageddon, either way, Arkansans are waking up to heavy snow totals. In South Arkansas, though, it is ice that is the big concern.
As you just saw, THV11 viewers sharing pictures of the snow overnight and this morning with tons of pictures we have seen so far. They have been quite incredible. Again, this is a live look right now this morning. Really, the traffic has been a huge issue since we got on the air about 4:30 this morning. A live look at I-30 from our ARDOT cameras. Now, you can see the New River Bridge. It is a ghost town. Normally, about 9 o'clock on a Friday morning, you would see traffic left and right, and it is a solid
That looks
sheet
scary.
of ice, folks. You got to be very careful. Of course, always got to be careful on 40 up in Conway. That's the right side of your screen. We talked to Dave Parker with the Arkansas Department of Transportation just a little bit earlier ago, and he said, you know, remind folks, please let these truck drivers have the clearest, most clear path that they can have, because if you go out and get in a wreck and stop this, it's going to be bad news for everybody.
And it's not just the plows, it's the economy.
Sure.
The economy, the delivery drivers taking produce and whatever they're driving from the interstates, on the interstates. Now let's go live to North Little Rock, where Journey Taylor is standing by, and she, I think, has learned more about what is a stuck 18-wheeler. Journey, what can you tell us?
Yeah, I was just with you guys about 10-15 minutes ago just joking about how much snow was out here, and I looked over my right shoulder here on JFK when I told you guys, oh, actually, I think this 18-wheeler is stuck, but I couldn't really make out what was happening. Well, I wanted you guys to come to me as soon as you could. We actually have a truck here appearing to look like it's going to dump some dirt, some sand. John, you said sand possibly. Yeah, some sand here in front of the 18-wheeler. And hopefully get him off of this bridge. You guys have to understand, even if the roads are clear, those bridges, the overpasses are a different beast. And clearly he's trying to travel up JFK, which is a steep hill. So I'm only trying to figure out, once we get him unstuck, how is he gonna get up the rest of the part of JFK? But this is what we're seeing on these conditions as cars continue to travel, as these 18-wheelers continue to travel. They have to continue to work, so we know why they're out, but it is a tricky thing at times. You could be going once and then you're stuck out of nowhere. So yeah, this 18-wheeler has been stuck maybe for about 30 minutes now. And hopefully here they'll start dumping this sand and get them unstuck. But it is a very tricky thing out here. It's been quiet in my little neck of the neighborhood here off of I-40 in North Little Rock. And this is the first piece of action we've gotten, but we know across the state, across the metro especially, we're dealing with accident stalled vehicles everywhere. So again, we cannot express this enough. If you don't have to get out, don't get out. And if you want to get out, stay in your neighborhood. We're getting pictures coming in that you guys are taking pictures in your yards. We're hearing about people sledding right down the road from us on all the hills here in North Little Rock. Have fun in your neighborhood, but stay from behind the wheel, because it's no joke. It's no joke at all. You don't want to be stuck here in the cold and waiting on emergency vehicles to come pull you out, because you don't even know how long that may take them. So definitely take your time and be careful. Be careful. Can't express that enough. Karen Hayden, I want to send it back to you.
We sure hope the best for that driver of that semi journey. Keep letting us know, and we'll check in with you a little bit later.
And a good reminder, we are staying on the air until 10 o'clock this morning, so a little less than an hour. And for good reason, obviously, as you can see, conditions at 9 o'clock not getting any better, because we are under a THV11 weather impact alert.
And the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, that is an agency, a company working hard to keep the power flowing as the state deals with all of this heavy snowfall.
Rob Rodell back with us this morning. About 32,000 customers without power so far. So, Rob, how many co-op members?
60. You know, one of the things I've neglected to mention as we've been doing this, please remember, we've got people at power plants that run 24/7, 365, and that's what's ensuring that we have power running to our homes right now. These are men and women that work at gas plants and coal plants and nuclear plants, of course, but they're ensuring that you have lights. You know, our linemen are often praised, like always, which they should be, by the way. However, we've got personnel at power plants that are working 24/7.
They're unsung heroes.
That's a crucial thing to remember.
Hey, Rob, would you say that number one more time? Sorry, your audio cut out really fast. That number that the co-ops without power right now.
Certainly, I apologize. About 6,500 at this time.
That sounds a little bit lower, so some progress being made, but getting to those secondary roads, we understand it's got to be treacherous for the machinery that has to go and assess and figure out what the problem is in the first place.
It often is in these situations. A lot of times we serve areas where there may be 2 or 3 customers per mile of line, which delays restoration, especially with this type of storm. As I've already mentioned earlier, the outages are often isolated to house, which takes time, of course. We have to travel house to house to make sure the meter circuit's good to go and we can get them hooked up. But be rest assured, our guys are out there working very hard to ensure that your power is restored.
Absolutely. I know it takes a village, especially when these storms kind of come through and it hits. You got to work with other providers to make sure everybody's good to go. Of course, you're looking at the grid, making sure it's stable. I mean, when you get prepared and get ready for moments like this, how much communication do you have to have between other providers to say, hey, you know, we all got to be on the same page when this thing gets here?
Well, as it's one big family, as I mentioned earlier. I mean, we all have to work together as we all talk to each other. We all work together to ensure that people have safe, reliable, affordable power. And part of the grid situation, it's a matter of national security. And so we're certainly working with the United States government and everyone else to ensure that people have power as they need it.
Rob, how serious is the situation in Southwest Arkansas? We know that's one of your hardest hit areas, and it's ice.
Well, I would say this: during my 23-year career, this one is not quite as extreme as some of them, because it's just a nice fluffy snow so far. However, I do want to compliment Brooke and Journey on what they're doing out there once again, and I would love to take all of them out to Three Sam's Barbecue, which is right around the corner from my office.
You knew it was coming. Well, you are welcome on and eat it up with Hayden anytime.
Come on, man. Come on. We'll talk Red Wolves basketball. We'll talk Red Wolves football. I love it. Come on, anytime.
Yeah. We can talk that all day long. It's not a problem at all. But seriously, I want to once again congratulate you guys for doing the coverage that you're doing, because it's nowadays it's harder to get people to do what you're doing, and I appreciate you guys so much.
We are passing along the information that is given to us by people like you. So we work in tandem with you for the general public at home watching us here. So that is why we're staying on till 10 o'clock, and we thank you again for joining us. Once more, Rob, we may check in with you again if that's okay, and we wish you all the best in getting the power restored to the folks who need it.
It's never a problem.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you as always. Man, love that guy.
Yeah.
Love that guy. Of course, he's working really hard too.
Hang out,
and
go
we're
have
making
some
sure.
barbecue.
Oh
Would
yeah,
be nice
goodness.
right now.
It would be
but-
pretty nice right now, wouldn't it?
Yes,
we can
it
take
would
Tracy.
be.
Tracy,
if we could just wish all the snow
listen,
away.
we're gonna get
Leave
the
some
roads
for the
clear.
kids.
Yeah, stay home today. Get the roads clear. Let's go get barbecue next week.
I like it.
Done.
That sounds like a plan to me. All right, we still have the snow falling. 30 degrees in central Arkansas. We are seeing a bit of clearing in southern Arkansas, a nice little band there, but we're also seeing a bit of a wintry mix in Pine Bluff, transitioning to snow a little bit, but again, their temperatures right there at that freezing mark, so the roads there are not good, friends. And here we're just looking at a lot of snow passing through, and we harped on it, I know, all morning, but it's so important that we stay home if you can and make sure the folks that need to get out there, ARDOT, essential workers, the linemen, the truck drivers, of course, that are coming through and carrying freight, that they are able to get through, because if you are out, you could be in an accident, and that could also affect energy, is what they were talking about, the power, that sometimes that is what's causing some of these outages or the accidents. So again, we've got lots of snow still passing, and it's not stopping anytime soon, but we are starting to hopefully see some of these heavier bands pass through, and it'll just be more of a moderate snow at this point. But again, 30 in central Arkansas, that darker blue is the heavier snow that is pushing through. In Russellville, we can see a lot of snow coming there, and it's also pushing off to the east. Stuttgart is starting to see that as well. Now we are looking at our live snow seeker. This takes out all of that frozen wet precipitation, the sleet and the freezing rain, and then just focuses on the snow. So anywhere that is the darker blue, the pink, the orange, that's going to be what we're looking at for that heavier snow. It really just kind of makes it a little easier to see and takes out all of the extra. So again, that heavier band pushing through Little Rock, now starting to see that in Stuttgart and Clarendon, and also starting to see that in Searcy, Desart, Cabot saw that as well. Pushing back here to western Arkansas, Danville, pushing now into Perryville and Conway. And as we are looking here, we've got this nice heavier band here, and this kind of lingering, so I'm wondering what the snow totals are there. And passed over Interstate 30, there was a big, huge accident there. Of course, it was blocking all the lanes, and that's one of the other reasons to stay home too, because if you get out and about, you may be stuck for a while. But we do have this winter storm warning until 6 p.m. tonight, and the situation is still going to be a bit dangerous and a bit cumbersome to navigate after 6 o'clock, but this is issued by the National Weather Service, certain criteria for it. Now, we are going to still see some dangerous situation as far as the roads go, but this is expiring at 6 p.m. So don't think we're out of the clear just yet. But these are the snow reports in the last hour or so. Fannie and Montgomery just under 10, and looking at Garland County, Conway County, right there to 9 to 9.5. Sylvan Hills area, which is in Pulaski, 9 inches, and Worcester, Faulkner County, 8.5. And so I was also looking here at what has just come in for our National Weather Service chat. We were seeing that Cabot is coming in, I think that was 9 inches, I believe. And then we've got Danville, 12.5. Let's see, what else do we have here just to share with you? Lone Oak and Cabot are looking like it's just under 9, yeah. So just want to make sure we are seeing that again. Conway, 8.5. We're going to continue to see the snowfall throughout the early afternoon, and again, we're going to see those areas of heavier snowfall pass through, but that should start to trail off here before long and just be more of a moderate snowfall for the rest of the time period that we're going to see it. But we do have that impact alert because it is going to be treacherous out there. It is cold. It's a bit dangerous to get out on the roads unless you just absolutely have to. Clouds are going to stick around. We're looking for a high today around 34, but again, that is above freezing, and I think we're going to still see that snow on the ground. That's not going to change, and maybe the roads will be a little bit better this afternoon, but ARDOT is out there doing what they do best. The linemen are restoring power, and of course, the folks that need to get back and forth can do that, and it helps if we're home and not in the way. So hour by hour forecast for tomorrow. This is for Saturday. We're going to wake up in the 20s. It's going to be cold, so we're certainly going to have a refreeze. There's going to be also a lot of teens out there as well, and we're going to see see light winds, but we'll start to see a little sunshine finally, and we are warming up into the mid-30s. It'll be a little bit better tomorrow, but I think in the afternoon we'll be able to get out and about, but those side roads are still going to be a bit of an issue. Take a look and let's time it out today. What do we have left? Here's that darker blue there. That's that heavier snowfall continuing to push to the east of us, but kind of trailing that little tail of it down into southern Arkansas. But as we're moving into southeastern Arkansas, that's a bit warmer, so it's transitioning more to that sleet and freezing rain situation. Back to the west, we're seeing some of that heavier snow as well. And this is more of that moderate stuff that I was talking about that we will still see after the heavier bands go through. But we're starting to see that heavier snowfall off to the east for Batesville, Jonesboro, West Memphis area. So a lot of snow out there for everyone. By 1 o'clock this afternoon, it'll start to trail off, but we'll still see a few flurries. I would imagine clouds are going to remain. Still seeing that heavier snowfall for anywhere from Jonesboro, West Memphis, West Helena, down into southern Arkansas. So we're just going to keep things in mind as you're heading through the next couple of days. We will start to thaw, things will get better, but stay with me. I've got a nice warmer, I won't say warm, but warmer forecast for you coming up in my 7-day, and we'll talk a little bit about a little sunshine headed our way next week as well.
All righty, Tracy, thank you. We want to go back out to North Little Rock this morning. Journey Taylor is in North Little Rock. She's been there since 4:30 this morning. Journey, how's that 18-wheeler? Is it making across the bridge?
Something new?
Yeah, you remember, you guys, I was telling you that I think that they were going to bring that sand down and put that sand in front of that 18-wheeler. I'm actually going to go ahead and put the video towards this way so you can see what's going on. And then my question was, well, if he gets unstuck, how is he going to get up JFK? Well, in fact, he is now turning around in the middle of this overpass, and I don't know how we're making this happen. It almost appears you can see the front of the 18-wheeler, the tractor-trailer turned one way and the back half of it turned a different way. And this has been a slow process. And what I've also noticed in the process of him doing this, cars are still driving around him, which is not safe. It's just not safe. And this is that small, you thinking, oh, I'm just gonna mosey around, move around you real quick. Yeah, well, this is not the type of conditions that you want to do that in. And so I think we're just gonna try to sit here and kind of watch what happens here on this overpass. Again, this is the JFK overpass. If you are going down this hill and you look straight across, you can see North Little Rock High School. This is the overpass that goes over I-40, which is also a busy corridor. We haven't seen any accidents along this corridor yet, and hopefully we don't. But this is going to be a tricky situation, and we definitely plan to try to keep up with it as much as we can. But it's just one example of the many across the entire central metro area, or the state actually, that if you don't have to get out, don't get out, because I'm sure that tractor trailer said, oh, I got it, I can make it up this hill. And 2 seconds later, he wasn't making it up the hill. And I have a little jokiness in me, and that's just kind of how I talk. But it's not a joke. I really want to be clear about that. It's not a joke. It happens very fast, Karen and Hayden. And I just want everybody to really encourage them. If you don't have to get out, just don't get out. Enjoy the winter wonderland inside the house. If you have kids that want to go outside, let them go outside. But if you don't have to get in the car, you definitely don't want to do it. And I think, John, they want to see it one more time. I'm going to, as a matter of fact, this is a perfect time to see it. The exact same thing I told you guys. Cars are still driving around them. And in fact, this truck has a, trailer. Say it for me.
Trailer.
A trailer. There we go. I'm a city girl to the T. I can't even think of a trailer. A trailer on behind of it, and it did get around it safely. But I mean, it's just a tricky situation.
Journey. Hey, Journey, it's Karen. I'm wondering, is this truck trying to do this on its own? There was a vehicle in front of it earlier that looked like it was trying to provide it with some sort of traction or sand or something. What are you seeing, and how are those cars able to get around it? Not that they should ever do that anyway. This is getting worse.
Yeah, so we do have a team helping them. We have a truck. It looks like a North Little Rock truck from here. That has sand on the back of it,
okay.
And they're helping them. And I think there's one more truck above the interpass. Yeah, it's one more truck above there. I think they're helping them, and I think there are a few guys out there helping them. I saw one man walking. I can't see much because the overpass is kind of high up from where we're standing. Sure. But also, let's just be clear. If I'm not mistaken, this is a 4-lane road. So JFK is 4 lanes, 2 coming down, 2 going up. So I do think it's a little space.
But
actually, here's going to be a great example. Here we come. Here comes another large truck coming right by.
This is happening live, folks. We are watching an 18-wheeler that has now turned to its side, trying to turn around to go down the bridge instead of up the bridge. Our Journey Taylor and John Young are out on the scene giving us this live picture.
If I can interrupt you just real quick.
Please.
Yeah, actually we have ambulance services coming down, emergency services coming down the hill right now too. So it appears that it's enough room to at least maneuver around it. I don't think they're here for this 18-wheeler. No, in fact, I think they're going to go right past them. Yeah, so I think they're on their way to another
too, is if you can avoid driving. You know, you don't want to block emergency services, and obviously, I cannot believe that 18-wheeler is not completely blocking that bridge.
I mean, I can't either.
That's it's wider than I thought. I'll say that.
Right, to 4 lanes. It just, the length of an 18-wheeler looks like it would take up all 2 and 2 of the lanes. And Journey, does it look like the people that are going past are using one lane? In other words, taking turns going both left or right or west or east, or are police directing traffic?
Yeah, that's a great question. Since I've been out here, I haven't seen any vehicles go up JFK. So it appears that most of the traffic is coming down the hill here. But I'm sure if anyone needs to go up, there will be some turns. But there are men working. John, are you able to grab this man, the top of his head? I don't know if we can catch him before the overpass takes his whole entire head. There's one man walking
since this morning at 4:30. That truck was still there, and I know you noticed it on your own that it was sitting there just unattended, as if someone was not even in it. And then after that, shortly after that, when another car, a vehicle, a car, not a truck, showed up and seemed to be supplying some sort of perhaps traction or something, but far too small of a car to try and pull an 18-wheeler.
Oh yeah, and I don't think the intent was ever to pull the 18-wheeler. I think the intent was to pour this sand. Like I said, this is a vehicle from North Little Rock City Works, so I think the North Little Rock employee was coming to maybe pour sand to kind of get them, get some traction under those tires. But I think the driver of the 18-wheeler had an idea that maybe I can just bag up, but right now it appears that he may be stuck.
Okay, well, it looks like no one's hurt. That's important, and we thank you, Journey, for that update on this truck that apparently has tried to make a move.
Just can see the effects of the roads this morning. Obviously, we've been talking about how dangerous these roads are since 4:30 this morning. We have caught up with several officials who highly encourage you. And again, if you're a truck driver, obviously you don't have that option. You have to get your goods delivered. But it's been a rough one on the road so far. Now, we were just in North Little Rock. Now we want to head to West Little Rock towards Chenal Parkway. Brooke Buckner joined us at the 8 o'clock hour, and she has been there monitoring the snow conditions. As again, we saw how hard it was still snowing in North Little Rock. Kind of curious what West Little Rock looks like here at little past 9:20. Brooke?
Hey Hayden, yeah, it's still falling, as you can see. It's just smaller flakes, I'd say. An hour ago, they were a little bit bigger than they currently are, but hey, it's steady, that's for sure. And I know you're just saying the roads are dangerous out there, and I have to agree. I mean, since we last spoke, I've seen a couple more plows make their way through, and that right there, that is the 3rd ambulance I've seen come down Chenal Parkway since I've been out here for about an hour and a half. So people are still able to get around, but it's not safe out there. You gotta take it slow if you absolutely have to get out. And another thing that's not safe, that's why I'm holding this. If you have one of these, I recommend getting one just because I've seen some cars with inches of snow on top of the roofs and everything. They only cleared the windshield, and you're driving down Chenal and you have snow flying, and it could hit the car behind you, maybe even cause some injuries or worse, who knows. So I'd recommend getting you a snow brush, has an ice scraper on the other end, but today we're dealing with the fluffy stuff. So let's pretend this is the top of a car, okay? I'll just show you how easy it is. Doesn't take that much time. Look at all of this, inches of snow coming off. It's that simple, you guys. It's recommended you get all of that off of the top of your cars. I know the snow's still falling, so you might have to do this frequently, multiple times a day. Just keep that in mind. Oh, I just saw a 3rd plow, so they're making their way through. They're trying to make sure these roads are clear for everybody who absolutely has to get out. But yeah, like I said, snow is still falling. I think Tracy mentioned it should be falling until early afternoon or so. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll have more updates here from Chenal Parkway and West Little Rock. I know that Costco gas station across the street, they are working hard right now trying to, they have some dryers and or leaf blowers that is, and they're plowing. They're really
Gotta
trying to
get
open up
gas.
that gas station, it looks like.
You got to get
Good
gas
point.
too. Brooke, that's such an important reminder to folks as well. Not only don't get on the roads right now, but before you do get on the roads, when everything clears out, please, please, please clear all that snow off your vehicle, because it is the absolute worst if you're going down the freeway. That snow blows off the top of your vehicle and then hits somebody's windshield, and all of a sudden you got an accident on your hands.
Another thing that can happen, that has happened actually in my vehicle, it is on the top of your car. If you come to a stop, suddenly all of that snow then goes onto your windshield, and your visibility is zero, and your wipers cannot get through that thick snow. So that was a great point to make, Brooke, and the illustration of how easy it is to get this kind of fluffier snow off of just the bushes there is the same as your car.
Is that yours or Bree's? I'm just kind of curious.
This is mine. I'm not
Hey,
there, you
that's
guys.
Brooks. You gonna let Bree borrow it if he needs it?
How's that snow angel coming along?
He did use it this morning. He thanked me.
Oh yeah.
How's his snow angel
I'm
coming
willing to
along?
share. Oh, the snow angel. I haven't done it yet. I'm trying to wait.
I mean,
This
Bree.
incentive to keep watching you guys. We're going to wait until the last live hit here
Bree's not
gonna do
because,
it.
well, a
He
couple
won't do
reasons.
it.
The suspense. We like the anticipation. Also, I don't want to be soaked.
Yeah, you don't want to
sitting in
be
the car,
soaked and have
so
to do
I'm
live
just trying to
shots for
plan
another half
accordingly.
hour. Yeah.
But he's not going to do one for Hayden, I
Right, yeah.
think.
No, we got to rely on Brooke, old faithful Brooke. All right, thank you so much. We so
Yes.
appreciate it. Oh man, looking good in West Little Rock. Looking
Yes.
good.
Good morning. We're going to take a look at the roads. You can see we are on I-Drive Arkansas, and you can see these are blue. And taking a look at the legend here, those are snow covered. I'm going to turn the cameras on here in a second, but I want to also show you these little triangles with the little exclamation mark on them. Those are accidents. So we have one here. I'm going to show you in a second, but I want to start with this one over here. I don't have a camera to go with this, but talking about how dangerous this situation can be. This is on, looks like it's Highway 113. Off of Highway 10. So if you click on this, you're able to see that the information for this. But I'm showing you this because it's on Highway 113, Pulaski County southbound right shoulder. But this is a rollover accident. So it's very dangerous out there, friends. So that's why we're just asking everyone to stay home if they can. I'm going to turn the cameras on and we're going to take a look around the city as well. We're going to start with this accident. We'll click on it real quick, see exactly what it is. It's a disabled stalled vehicle, exit 4, and I believe that is the airport area. That's westbound center right. So let's take a look. That's how easy it is to figure out exactly what is going on in the area. And when I looked a second ago, they just cleared it there. I see the officer driving away, but the roads are just completely covered and having to go very, very slow. They're just moving the camera on us. We'll get out of that. And let's take a look here let's see. And down by Glen Rose, I just heard. So we're going to move this. I'm moving it slowly so we don't make you sick, friends, because you don't want to watch that. All right, let's see here. Glen Rose. We are looking. All right, let's see here. This is mile marker 109 on Interstate 30. You can see made significant progress, yes. It looks like the roads have been cleared, so ARDOT has been there to share with them. We'll look at another one around that area as well. Let's see, mile marker 112. Everyone just moving slowly, but you can see ARDOT again has been out there and working very hard. Let's move a little bit more north here. Again, moving slowly, so don't make you sick, because it is let's see, Big Rock Water Tower. Let's go south. I think that one was a little bit better. There we go. Looking out over Little Rock, you can see ARDOT has plowed over there. Things are looking better, but the roads are all covered, and you can see the snow is still coming down. But I'm happy to see that there's not a lot of traffic out there. That is good news. People are taking our advice and staying at home. We're going to jump over here. We'll go to the River Bridge. It's always good for a look. Let's see. River Bridge there, yes. And so the 430 River Bridge looks like they have been able to treat it as well. ARDOT, thank you very much. But we can see those lower clouds. And I want to take a look here. I'm going to take a look at our observation at the airport. So we have a half a mile visibility. We've got some freezing fog out there, and some of those lower clouds are causing, again, significant trouble, overcast skies. So that between that snow and that freezing fog, it's making conditions even more treacherous. And we'll move over here if you're heading up more towards Conway. This is Interstate 40 just west of Morgan. Look at that. It's hard to believe that's Arkansas, isn't it? This is westbound. Yeah, it is very surprising how snow-packed the highways are. They can't get there fast enough to keep that, but it looks like folks are going slow. And again, if you don't have to be out on the roads, please just stay home and enjoy this. Get outside and have a great time. We're going to go look here in the Sherwood area. Let's see what we have. This is 67 North Brookswood Road. So they're treating the roads. They're coming through, and I think, of course, the folks are also making trails there with the tires, but the snow keeps coming. Luckily, we don't have a lot of wind with that. And we're going to go look in Cabot as well. They are snow-packed as well. We have seen lots of folks coming in. Let's see here. There we go. This is mile marker 18 on 67. Just completely snow-packed. So even though it looks like it's a little bit clear, that is still very, very slick. Again, friends, this is in Cabot. So no matter where you go across the metro, it looks like folks are absolutely taking our advice and staying off the roads. ARDOT is doing a fantastic job. The linemen are out there also trying to make sure they restore power. We're not having too big of an issue with that, but there are folks out there without power. So the more we can stay off the road, the better. The essential workers need to get from point A to point B. And if we aren't out there in their way, that's even better. So I'm going to go ahead and send things back to Hayden, and we'll keep an eye on this snow and the roads as well.
All right, Tracy, thank you. You know, heavy snow has been blanketing much of the state. That includes Fort Smith, causing dangerous road conditions and a major headache for drivers. Now, road crews have been working around the clock to clear the streets and keep things as safe as possible. Morgan Wrigley gives us a closer look as she has been tracking those conditions.
Well, snow came down heavily overnight here in Fort Smith, and it's just now started to slow down. But just to give you a look at how much we got, that is how deep the snow is, really about ankle deep. That's how it is on the ground, on surfaces, and it would be like that on the roads. This is Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, but crews have been coming through all morning long and throughout the night, keeping it clear. They're laying down treatments, they're plowing the snow off the roads, and throughout the morning, road conditions have been getting better and better here on Rogers, but people are being asked to stay home, especially as there are concerns about refreezing, and crews needs the space to continue to take care of the road conditions. Now, yesterday, right when the snow started, it was about 11:15 yesterday when it started. Those were when we saw the most accidents in the Fort Smith area. But since then, people have kind of realized that they need to be at home, and things have been pretty quiet this morning. But while people are staying at home, the good news is that this snow is perfect if you want to build a snowman or maybe have a snowball fight. A lot of times when you get snow, it's that powdery snow that won't really hold into a shape. But we've been having some fun this morning, making some really good snowballs. So that's the good news here in Fort Smith. Morgan Wrigley, THV11 News.
Wake Up Central starts now with the THV11 Weather Impact Alert.
We are indeed still in that THV11 weather impact alert. We thank you so much for sending in all of your photos and videos. Oh, it has been so much fun to look at these. 501-376-1111. Tracy, what do you think of this one on equipment? It was pretty good. Cutie, wasn't she?
Yeah, that was Lindley with her daddy. It's her first snow. And this is Rhonda Reynolds' backyard in Lone Oak. This is some very impressive snow totals. I think that's kind of what we're keeping with the theme here. Across Arkansas, we've seen a lot.
Stevie joined the backyard. There's Lone Oak too. There's some cold catfish in that pond behind there. I can tell you that.
I think Stevie's enjoying that. This is Plummerville. Don't forget to feed the birds. And we've had a lot of folks doing that, which is just fantastic because yeah, they're not able to find anything with all of the snow we have out here.
Really good reminder. Heber Springs. We've had some good ones from Heber Springs today. Very pretty.
Yeah, there's lots of the dogs and the kids and probably a few adults out there that are enjoying this as well.
No shame. We don't judge.
That's right.
Oh, look at that. Oh, what a beautiful shot. Little Mama Cardinal enjoying breakfast.
How pretty is that? You know, bird cameras, maybe it's because we're older, but I kind of like them.
Do you have
now.
one?
I do not, but I need one.
I don't have one either. I need to get my mom one.
Yes.
She would love it.
She would love that. Oh, more birds here. West Markham area, Little Rock, Arkansas, from Brandon Jennings. Thank you, Brandon. Photo of birdhouse and snowy background. That's a cool birdhouse, too. I love that.
Very cool birdhouse. Loving these photos. How about some hot springs? Is that Whitley? Whitley loving the snow, catching a few snowflakes. Oh, I love it.
So cute. I like her hat. DeGray Lake State Park. It's a dock. Is the sunk? Let's see. Is that the sunk one? Is that what he's saying?
I think so.
Yeah. Wow. there's a lot of snow out there.
My mom just texted me, get me one. Get me one.
You got it, Jane. You got it. This is from Grace and Drew from Conway. I love it.
Third snowman?
Look, that's,
I think so,
it's a
number
snow
3.
girl. I think that's Taylor Swift.
Is that Taylor Swift?
I think that is a Taylor Swift snowman.
Oh, wow.
I think that's what that is.
Snow woman.
A snow woman. That's right.
Star
Lake
power.
Hamilton, that is beautiful.
Oh.
See, I love seeing the water in the snow pictures.
Yes.
I love seeing the water.
Oh,
So
we've got
quiet.
9 inches in Riceville, and the ducks are flying.
Oh,
Listen, I have ducks at home, and they are probably all warmed up in their little duck house.
Oh, do you know who's the happiest people in the world? Duck hunters. Because
Yes.
of all this.
yeah.
I know a ton of people going duck hunting this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Well, west of Ferndale, that's your territory.
Yeah, that's my
Tracy.
territory. It's beautiful. So, yeah, that is gorgeous. What is that?
I
thought it was
wasn't
a
sure
horse
if it
at
was a horse
first.
or not.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Look at this.
That is a
That's
great
neat.
picture. Good one
Beautiful
from the
park.
village. Oh, yeah. Oh, Lake Balboa.
About 12 inches.
Wonder if I could play 18 over in the village today.
Probably.
You think
Maybe
they,
9.
you think
could
they take my
squeeze in
tea time
9,
today at the village
maybe.
if I try to
think
get
you're too
over
late
there?
for 18.
It's probably wide open.
Oh, yeah. Let me get on the course over at the village.
Cabot,
There we
you
go.
Coming through for Hayden.
7 inches
love
in
it.
Cabot.
That's a nice patio. Good
Very
little
nice
back
patio.
Deck. You
I
could
know.
have some grilling out
I know.
there,
Maybe
man.
that may be my buddy TJ's house. I don't
It
know. I need
probably
to text
is,
him.
yeah. And only missing is the grill and the snow.
Look at there, Snow Angel.
Oh,
Yeah.
she was
love
up
it.
at 5 a.m. to play in the snow. That's in Hot Springs. Good for you. Hey,
I mean,
and-
she woke her parents up
well,
at 5
and
a.m.
how awesome for parents to actually be
I
excited
know,
with them
I
and get out
know.
there at 5 a.m. I love that.
Look at all that in West Little Rock. Oh,
Look
my
at a beautiful
gosh.
bird there. That's gorgeous.
Probably not far from Brooke.
That's right.
These are looking professional. These photographs are just amazingly beautiful,
Yeah,
folks.
this is Al from Hot Springs Village, 11.5 inches. So pretty.
Crazy. These numbers are absolutely nuts. Good to see. Oh, what a beautiful photo from West Conway. We are loving these. These are unbelievable. Well, that's a beautiful picture from West Conway. We want to go back to North Little Rock this morning. Journey Taylor, looks like we got some movement for that semi-truck, Journey.
Oh, good.
Oh, yes, we got some movement, all right. In fact, we're probably about to lose this truck because it is back on the road and rolling. We had several officials, city officials, and some folks that just know what they're doing come hook up to the truck and kind of correct the angle of that truck. As you remember, about 15 minutes ago, the truck almost appeared like as if it jackknifed.
Yes.
But they
It's
came and
scary.
corrected the truck's angle and bagged it all the way back down JFK Boulevard.
Don't you know that
forget, we
driver
are
is
in North Little Rock,
relieved?
so if you're
Ooh.
familiar with this area, that you know that you have this long hill here, and that it's a pretty steep hill. So my concern was, how do we even get it up the hill if we get it unstuck? But the truck is still navigating down there. I think it's going to try to find a way to turn around or get where it's going, but it's just making decent movement. But good news, everybody appears to be fine and all right, and I'm just happy to not have witnessed a true accident here. It gets scary out here, especially with this snow and eventually probably ice after a while if some of this snow melts. But I'm going to leave that to Tracy to let you guys know the conditions that we're going to deal with. But it can move pretty fast. That truck was moving up this hill slightly and then out of nowhere stopped. And I think now at this point I'm going to try to step back into the shot, John.
Journey,
as
you
the
were
truck
the one who
drives away.
spotted it, and actually
yeah, we've
after
been
you
here-
did, something happened. So maybe the attention that you brought to it got some help for that driver.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know about that one. I'm sure he's probably called somebody. But hey, if you want to make me a hero, I'll go ahead and take the credit for that.
I want to make you a hero.
Well, Journey,
You're
if
my
I could
hero.
please tell you this, you are our hero this morning for being out there reporting
Yes.
since the wee hours of the morning, standing in the cold. It is not lost on us how tough that assignment is. So
Yeah.
thank you for what you're doing this morning. And again, it's a big shout out to those responders as well. If you can stay home, please do it, because the quicker they can get to someone who needs help, like the driver of an 18-wheeler, it's the quicker, better way to go. And very fortunate that driver is on their way now, not stuck on the JFK bridge.
They don't even know they have you to thank, Journey, but we'll thank you for them. And we'll check in with you a little bit later before we end our coverage.
Very glad they are on their way. Well, we got some new details this morning from the Little Rock Airport. Overnight, 7 inches of snow recorded there, and remember, it's still snowing this morning. Several flights remain severely impacted. 34 flights have been canceled for the day. Remember, that's the airlines, that's not the airport that cancels those flights as crews continue working nonstop to clear the runways and the taxiways. 3 American Airlines flights that were diverted from Dallas-Fort Worth yesterday are taking off this morning, so that's some good news. Those flights impacting more than 300 passengers, including the 55 who had to spend the night at the airport last night.
They're tired right now?
They have got to be. Hopefully they're on their way. In a THV11 update, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has taken steps to ensure that funding will be available once the snow melts. Now, she signed an executive order declaring a state of emergency yesterday. As part of the order, $150,000 will be allocated from the Disaster Response and Recovery Fund. The Arkansas Division of Emergency Management Director will later determine how those funds will be distributed.
And in advance of the worst part of this storm, the governor also activated the National Guard. So Guard members will be out again today, just as they were yesterday, helping motorists and getting stranded cars off of the roads. In all, roughly 28 response teams are on duty. These crews started patrolling the roads Thursday at noon. And it's important to keep in mind their assignment is not about recovering or towing privately owned vehicles. It is a matter of helping assist the state in keeping things safe and running on the roads.
Well, right now, Little Rock is covered with snow, as you know, and crews are out working on the roads. Public Works crews working around the clock in those 12-hour shifts, using 17 trucks with plows and salt spreaders to clear 9 priority routes. Then they will move to the neighborhoods. The team includes more than 100 workers, with 60 workers on day shifts and 50 at night. Now, we have been saying it all morning. Drivers, please stay off the roads while those crews work to improve the conditions.
To Saline County now, where some 10 inches of snow has fallen, creating both a beautiful scene but also a safety issue. The snow started yesterday afternoon, quickly turning into the bigger, chunky flakes. Perfect for snowmen and snowballs, but a challenge for drivers trying to get around. Saline County Judge Matt Brumley spoke with us about the preparations that his crews made for this storm.
Our consolidated Saline Emergency Communication Center is able to monitor the entire county all over. So all information that we receive will go out to all respective areas throughout Saline County. So we'll keep abreast of all road conditions. But again, please stay home. We don't want to be utilizing our emergency services on people that are sliding off in ditches and they don't need to be on the roadway in the first place.
He is right, and county crews and Benton City plows have been working to keep the roads clear. Officials are urging people stay off the roads if at all possible.
In Hot Springs, the snow continues to fall heavily, with those large clumps of snowflakes blanketing the area. While the snow is not too wet, it is still causing some disruptions. Hot Springs Deputy City Manager Denny McFade tells us that the city is ready and they've been doing a good job, but he does have a message for those in Garland County.
Stay home. No, really, I mean, that's the best advice I can give you, is because, you know, the brine's going to give us a little bit of additional road travel time. It's going to melt it as soon as it hits. But when we get, you know, as it gets really heavy tonight, it's going to overtake what the brine's been able to do. And then until we get on the road and start plowing it, it's going to be tough driving.
And the same goes for the roads in the National Park. The Fordyce Bathhouse Visitor Center and Three Mountain Roads are all closed throughout the storm. We are keeping an eye on Pine Bluff this morning. Ice, of course, the big threat as the city continues dealing with this winter weather.
Public transit routes today are canceled. City offices are closed, but warming shelters are open to help anyone who may need a place to go. Mayor Vivian Flowers says they are working closely with community partners to make everyone safe and warm.
The things that we're always mindful of is the safety of the people in the city, and making sure that obviously if the weather conditions prohibit safe travel on the roads, we want to get our employees off the road.
City officials are also sending out thanks to local churches and nonprofits for being open in times of need for the people who have nowhere else to go. Meantime, Wake Up Central, as you know, works to keep you and your family safe and sound, and that includes your pets.
So here are some things to keep in mind to help them out with those current conditions outside. Animals can suffer from frostbite just like humans. Experts say the best option is to bring them inside where they can stay dry and stay warm. Now, if that's not possible for whatever reason, make sure they are in a shelter that keeps the wind out with plenty of bedding like straw or blankets.
And keep an eye on their water bowls, especially if the bowl is outside, it is going to freeze. So keep that in mind to keep hydrating your animal because that helps regulate their body temperature.
Tracy Rourke with Animal Services says when it comes to winter weather, treat your pets how you'd want to be treated. Keep them warm and safe.
If you can't go out in the cold over 5 minutes, your dog's going to be cold too. So just make sure that they are comfortable outside. If they have to stay outside, but please bring them in.
For indoor pets, especially dogs, limit the outdoor time to just quick bathroom breaks or short playtime, especially for dogs that are smaller or short-haired.
Well, good morning. It is 9:44 on this very snowy Friday. We're taking a look in Hot Springs. We are starting to see a few areas where people are starting to drive, but if you can, certainly stay off of those roads. We do see the CHI St. Vincent Hospital there in the background, and you're serving those roads for ARDOT, for the folks that are restoring power, and then also those essential workers. And we've got to have those truck drivers as well. And we've seen some of those slow going, but we're going to make it through it, friends. But let's talk about those road conditions. Those road impacts are treacherous for today and probably into the evening and for tomorrow morning. If you are headed out, make sure you are packing some food, some water, blankets, coats, and make sure your phone is charged as well, because we are going to see some accidents. And as we've seen this morning, that some of those accidents are completely blocking the roads and people are having to sit for quite some time. So you may find yourself sitting and having to wait, even if you're not having an accident yourself. So the best thing we can do, again, is just stay home and enjoy this beautiful snow. The wind's not blowing too hard, so it's actually nice to get out there, just bundle up and enjoy it. Take some pictures and send them to us. We want to see it all. But we are seeing some of those snow showers continue to push through the state. A few heavier bands have passed through, 30 in central Arkansas. Still seeing that wintry mix just to our south, but the rest of the state still seeing some snow flurries. And again, some of those are a little bit heavy at times. And I think most of that has passed on, but we're still seeing that moderate snow. We're seeing an area that's just a little bit heavier here off to the west, moving through Russellville and making its way into Conway, Perryville area. And again, we're talking about that mixed precipitation around Pine Bluff. As we mentioned, the roads are quite a mess there. They've been just going back and forth between that freezing, and that means it's going to also make things a bit more treacherous. So let's take a look at that live snow seeker that we have here. This takes all of the liquid precipitation out, that frozen rain, freezing rain, and just really focuses on the snow. We're looking anything that is dark blue, orange, pink, that's going to be the heavier bands and the heavier snowfall. We did see that band push through Little Rock, and we're having a little bit of a tiny break right here, but I'm sure there's still some flurries out there. Most of that is pushed off. Stuttgart could be seeing a little bit of that. DeWitt, you could be seeing some of that heavier snowfall as well, and back to the west, pushing again into Perryville, Conway, and again, if it holds together, we may see a little bit more of that as it pushes into Hot Springs, into Benton for Interstate 30 if you're traveling there. Certainly looking for those conditions to continue to deteriorate, and we're wanting ARDOT out there, so we do have this winter storm warning that is until 6 p.m. tonight, and we're going to make sure that we are staying safe, staying home, so those folks can do their job. Let's look at some snow reports. Fannie and Montgomery, just under 10 inches, and Garland and Conway counties looking anywhere from 9 to 9.5. Sylvan Hills, which is in Pulaski County, 9 inches, and Worcester and Faulkner, 8.5. And down in the Weather Garden, we were just right around 7 and 7.5. So there's a lot of snow here, and I need to go measure again because we have had significant snow since then. So hour by hour for today, we are looking for that snow to continue as we're heading into the late morning and early afternoon hours, and we'll start to see that dissipate and make its way in more cloudy skies. We'll still see a few flurries here and there for sure, but those temperatures are going to rise into the mid-30s. I don't think we're going to see a lot of melting. It's going to stay on the ground, but those roads are going to remain a little bit dangerous. So again, again, stay off of them if you can. As we're heading into the evening, we'll start to see a little bit of clearing. The skies will open up just for a little while, and that's going to allow those temperatures to continue to drop. For your Saturday, things are looking better. We're going to wake up in the morning and we are going to have a refreeze, friends. So tomorrow morning is going to be a bit dangerous as we're starting out in those 20s, but you can see we've got a little sunshine headed our way and more of a southerly flow. So it's going to warm things up just a little bit, again, to the mid to upper 30s. So that's going to change things a bit. We're still going to see some conditions that might just be a little bit dangerous, but Sunday's looking much, much better. And next week, I've got some nicer weather headed for you. So go ahead and enjoy all of this snow. We don't get it often, so enjoy it. Take the pictures, send them to us, have fun, stay home, and we're going to talk about some beautiful weather that's headed for us next week. We're headed off to break here at 9:48. Stay with us. More Wake Up Central right after this. Hey. You saw my text, huh?
So the first thing is we have some new information. Welcome back to Wake Up Central. New road closures in Faulkner County, Deer Run, Hightower, Brannon Road at the Hill, and Bayou. Those roads are closed. That is because of the heavy snow. And we want to also give you a live look from Hot Spring County, where traffic has been at a standstill for hours. This is the situation eastbound from our ARDOT camera. The advice of the day is simply to stay home. If your employer will let you, and let the city, the county, the state crews get to work clearing all of this snow.
Well, all morning long, Journey Taylor has been live in North Little Rock. Of course, we saw that 18-wheeler get stuck on the bridge, then get off the bridge. Journey, one last time, how are you this morning? 10 minutes till 10.
Yes, I'm doing all right. Sorry, I'm smiling because I just saw some Humvees drive by, which is the Arkansas National Guard, who have been deployed to help those on the road. If you remember, a long time ago, my sister surprised me on Wake Up Central. She is a part of the Air National Guard, so I thought I just saw her and I got excited. But let me get a little serious for you guys and give you a last little update. That 18-wheeler did make it off of JFK Boulevard and is back down the road driving safely. We are here along I-40 in North Little Rock, right down going east is I-30, the biggest, most busiest interchange in the whole entire state. So we've been seeing tractor trailers, we've been seeing cars, we've been seeing vehicles, a few people getting stalled out, but traffic is still moving along fine. And let me just tell you, if you have to get out, take your time. We cannot express that enough. In fact, I'm going to encourage my photographer when we get out of here, since we've been here for 5 hours, to take his time, because I just want to make it home today safely, okay? Listen, if you can just enjoy the day inside at home, make a snowman and just enjoy that. Otherwise, officials are asking you to stay off of the roads. Karen and Hayden, I am happy to be signing off for Wake Up Central. I'm Journey Taylor. Back to
Round
you.
of applause.
Thank
Round of
you.
applause.
The thanks is all yours, Journey, to you and to JY for the fabulous job and the coverage outage this morning. Be safe. Get yourself back here or home or wherever you need to be and get some food and relax.
Get out of the snow.
And get out of the snow. In the meantime, we have a crew this morning. Brooke Buckner has been joining us in recent hour or two in West Little Rock. So let's head back out there and toss it to Brooke and see what things look like from your end. Brooke, I think you're getting the lighter snow, not the thick, heavy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, it's coming down steady. It seems to have picked up in the past 30 minutes or so. I'm here on Chenal Parkway in West Little Rock. You can see there a car traveling at a really slow speed. It has pretty much been a ghost town out here. Not a lot of traffic, but a few cars here and there, a few ambulances I've seen, a few snow plows too. I know people across the street at the Costco gas station, they seem to be hard at work this morning. It looks like they're trying to get things opened up and get rid of some snow that's blocking things, getting in their way. But yeah, road conditions, it's slick out there. So we've been telling you all morning, please be careful if you have to get out. It's not advised to get out. But as promised, I've been talking about it all morning. I said, stay tuned, I'm gonna do a snow angel, and it's time for that snow angel. So shall we? Let's see how good we're gonna make this snow angel in about 6 inches of snow.
There it is.
All right, will I regret this? Maybe. But am I having fun? Yeah.
Yay, perfect.
It's in my face, but that's okay.
Your form is excellent. Look at that.
Excellent.
She's excellent. She's done this
How's
before.
my form?
It's
my eyes are closed.
I mean,
okay, I want to see it. I want to see it for myself.
5 stars.
Oh, most beautiful
that's the
angel.
trouble.
I'm getting too old for this.
That's the trouble getting up, is you can't like
Yes,
put the imprints.
I
Look
agree.
at
That's
there.
not bad.
It looks pretty good.
That's
yeah,
not
but we didn't
bad.
see one from our photographer, Bree Conyers. Didn't see one, didn't angel from Bree.
That's all right, Bree. You're forgiven.
No angel from Bree.
Well, thank you.
I wanted to throw a snowball at the camera, but he said no.
No.
Bree's too sweet. No,
I just feel bad Bree can't ride his motorcycle today. It's unfortunate. I feel for
yeah,
him.
he'll have to wait.
It's not good motorcycle weather. No,
Brooke, thank you for your coverage. We appreciate the perspective from West Little Rock as well, and we're glad to have had you on Wake Up Central today.
All right, we got a few more viewer picks before we sign off this morning. How about Elise and Charlie in West Little Rock? Happy we still haven't taken down the Christmas lights. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
How pretty is that?
That's the snow they've been waiting for. We have a few more. Debbie Boyd from West Little. Oh, another deer. We love to see these. They are so, well, they look like a deer in headlights, but that's snow, you know.
Around 9 inches in Roseboro. And this morning, look at that. Thank you. Look at him.
It's always the outdoor tables that give the best.
Measuring that perfectly.
There's East End.
Chris, you
going
swimming?
Pool?
You going swimming today, Chris? You going to jump in the pool?
Surely how's that not frozen? It must be the chlorine. What are we seeing here? And there's
somebody
not
walking. Oh, look at the Hummer. The Hummer all covered up. Love it. Stay warm, stay safe. Tiffany in Hot Springs. I love the Hummer. Love it.
Oh, I
Looks
think
good.
she's in Cersei. Yeah. Oh, look at Victor.
That's a beautiful pup. Look at that.
He likes the
Memo's Mustang from Clinton. Memo's Mustang. That's what I'm talking about. Memo.
Awesome. Off-roading with Memo.
Let's go riding in Clinton next week when the road's clear. Miller's Crossing. Beautiful creek view. I love the water. Love to see the water. Hackett. Oh, that's a beautiful photo.
That's
right at the creek.
Stunning.
Love that. That's in Hackett.
Amazing photos.
Absolutely love it. That is
Professional
beautiful.
quality. What measurement? Love these.
About
That
9
is
inches.
about 9
Oh,
inches,
yeah.
yep.
It is just crazy, these amounts we've seen all over the state.
Yeah, no
It is
kidding.
nuts. It is absolutely crazy.
Happy Snow Day
Love
from
it.
Yolanda, Kanisha, and Melody. Be safe and stay warm. And that's another snowman.
I love it. Thank you all so much for sending these in. Let's go out to Tracy. Tracy? Well, I was going to come out there and walk out with you, but
We'll go join Tracy.
I know.
out
How's
there.
it? It's still snowing. It's been snowing for 5 hours.
Snowing. Yeah, it's still snowing out here. The
Come on,
flakes are
Hayden.
smaller, but we're definitely still snowing. We're still seeing a few of those bands come through, and the roads are still, like we've talked about, still a bit dangerous. Kind of zooming in here, you can see a few areas are still receiving some of that snow, but we're starting to see it trail off just a little bit. But overall, today is going to be one of those days just to stay home, friends. Looking at our snow seeker here, we are looking at just mainly snow. We've taken out all that wintry precip, and it's going to continue for the next couple of hours, and then we could see just a light to moderate this afternoon, and then things will start to trail off. But again, the temperatures aren't going to warm up too much, and so we need to make sure we are staying home, staying safe, and go play in the snow. It's going to be great.
Look at there.
And stay off the road.
That's right.
Oh, look at good snowballs, guys.
That's right.
It's the good
gonna take a
packable
nap.
kind. Hey, folks, thanks for joining us. Stay
they're
safe
formed.
and enjoy your day.
Thank you for spending your morning with us. Have a great, safe
I'll
day.
see you tomorrow morning. I'm making Wake Up Central.
Backwards. Hayden, come on, you can do better than that. You're a baseball player.